Uncle Lem? He over there feeding them birds or something. I don't know what he doing, but we got a special guest, but we ain't gonna get into that. Oh, ultimate game fan in the building. Welcome to the show. But, we're gonna talk about some topics. 360 store is gone. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. Fucking goddamn store is gone. It's some BS. We're gonna talk about Astrobox controller, Bethesda trademark and stuff. Ooh, Gamescom on the way. We got a show for your asses. Ooh, welcome. And we had our memberships. Ooh, special announcement.
Welcome to the Dragon's Den, one of your most captivating podcasts out there, with your host, Lemickius. Finish him!
Shield is down. I'm in position and ready for immediate assault.
Negative, Commander. Not against a ship that size. Not on your own.
Sir, permission to leave the station.
For what purpose, Master Chief?
To give the Covenant back their bomb.
Yes, 127, man. Wait a minute. Why my camera went out? Yo, what's going on here, man? Yo, them ponies just came after me, man. What just happened? Wait a minute. That's Skype doing that. Because my camera's on over here. Oh, yeah. Damn. Did I do that intro without my camera being on?
No, I think it was on. It was on.
Let's rewind. I don't got a rewind thing. Welcome back. Episode 127. And it's kind of special, man. I got my man in the building, Mr. Centurion. But you know what? Before I get to the guests, it's good to see everybody here. The memberships have been growing. You know, appreciate y'all. Let me announce what's going down for the first giveaway for the memberships. It's going to be a shirt of your choice, so hit that link in the description if you a member, and I'll be having that little circle thing. We're going to do it live probably in another week and a half, 2 weeks, and we're going to be giving away one of those shirts. I'd rather y'all get that They Not Like Us shirt because, boy, I love that shirt. It represents people on Twitter that don't play games, and the person on the bottle is the gamer because they not like us. Facts. Gonna do a little commercial with that coming up, so I ain't gotta be talking about it. So welcome to the members, welcome to the fan base. Please share this out, get people involved. Now, we got a special guest in the building. He ain't nothing but a game fan. And I ain't talking about the magazine. It's my man Centurion, man. Used to be a member of the TXR, y'all know what he is, so y'all heard his views before. Welcome to the den, Centurion. What's good?
Nah, dude, I've been excited for this. I know we've been talking about this for a while, and last time I was on your show, I had another podcast I had to get to, but this time I'm really excited because I ain't got no podcast to be on. I could be here for as many hours as you want me to, and I'm excited to talk about games because I am one of those that really do, like, I have no problem having a logical, professional discussion about stuff that happens in gaming. But sometimes when it just turns into you get it, the drama fest that occurs, I can't do it. That's why I'm excited to be here, man, because the positivity, the energy that comes out of your shows and you as an individual, I'm just excited to be here to be part of that.
Well, that's very humbling, bro, because we damn sure ain't doing that. We don't be yelling at each other.
I've told Lemon this. I've told Lemon this
shows,
before.
We ain't had none of that.
Yeah. I've told this to Lemon in private, but I'll say it out in the open. When I am sitting on my porch in a rocking chair later on in life, and people ask me about who I met on YouTube, Lemon is going to be one of the first people that come up in that conversation, just because, like, he has definitely. He has been one of the shining examples of why I actually enjoy being part of the community. And that also goes to Scrub and Bloody Nux, because we've all talked in DMs and we've also had interactions over the years. And that's why I even took off work early to be here just to discuss everything with you guys. And today's going to be a fun show because there's a lot to discuss.
Facts. Oh, we got a big one happening. Shout out to my man Stone King X. 5 memberships. Level 108 Dragons. Yo, greatly humbling, bro. And like I said, we will be announcing in 2 weeks on the show. Got to figure out how to do this spin cycle thing for the memberships, no matter what tier you in, definitely. And then September is going to be the first month where the gold tier members, one member will be chosen to come on Dragon's Den, voice your opinion, and get your bars off. Facts. So that is greatly appreciated. My guy, appreciate that, and welcome for those members, and hopefully you like what you get, because in August, we got some backdoor stuff. No Diddy coming up with Play NYC and the anime situation in New York happening in the Jacob Javits Center, and we will have special membership access. You already know. I'm inside. I'm outside. Let's get it, man. With Centurion, those are some great words with you, man. It's a pleasure having you here always. And we got my man, the looter shooter in the building. The leader of the Pew Pew Gang. You would never want to see this dude in the alley. I'm telling you, shots gonna be fired. He's gonna be like that dude from, what country he's from? France? He just was shooting with no special glasses, standing with his hand in his back pocket. Yo, that dude's a bad man. He got silver, so damn, I was like, yo, he's the coolest shooting dude in the world. So that's my man, Scrub Nerds. And be careful, you might hit you with that propofol, you get shot and don't feel it. Now this Apache Last of the Mohicans is the man in the building. He got the second sexiest hair in the game. It's my little brother from another mother, aka Mr. Bloody Knuckles. What you been playing, son? It's been a minute. Ooh, let's go. Oh, no, I'll get it for you. I'll get it for you. You got me interested in that, by the way, when I was watching the stream for 2 or 3 hours overnight. Mm-hmm. I like the art style. All right. So now, with that being said, man, then you always got to give props to the people that support, and hopefully, I can add those names that just got gifted those memberships. So I will be showing on the screen the current memberships, and this is greatly appreciated. I always got to show y'all some love, man, for anybody that support by any means, even if you just chat in the chat. It don't even matter. It's greatly appreciated. Steve Baker was the last entry, and hopefully, the other people that just got gifted could be continuous members. Now, with that being said. We got some fond memories of the golden age of the 360. Now, I know, right? It's crazy. But I'm going to say this, man. First, Scrub, what's in your glass over there? Oh. Ooh. 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 All right. So, yeah, I got a little bit of my Tito's mixed with some. Yeah, look. Don't push out no challenges because that boy 100 popping here. I'm leaving. Ain't nobody can out drink 100. Oh yeah. Yeah, but you gotta realize, hold on, he was kind of ringing. He came in toe up. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What? Jesus. All right, hold on. Hold on. Mm-hmm. All right, hold on. They still can't hear y'all because my thing ain't moving. I don't know. Yo, I don't know why y'all can only hear me, man. This goddamn thing, man. Yo, I don't know. Oh, hold on. Let me try this. Goddamn Windows muted OBS again. Yo, sorry, people. Goddamn Windows.
Can y'all hear us now?
Yeah, they can hear you because I can see it, but it wasn't moving
What?
before.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Yo, Windows muted OBS. People, I don't even know what just happened here. Yo.
Hey, yo.
Anyway, so now, let me say this. Let's get back to what I was saying. Give us your 360, your high accolades at 360, Mr. Scrub, man.
Ooh. When I saw that in the chat, the first thing popped in my head when we talking about Xbox 360 is multiplayer. Multiplayer was there. You had the connection in the original Xbox, but 360 is where it took over with multiplayer and online. And I can just remember the day picking up Gears of War and playing co-op missions of Gears of War with me and my buddies, and then playing online Halo. Those are the two biggest games for me when I think of 360. That it was just, man, I love this box. I love what's going on with gaming, and this is where I really decided this is where I'm going to stay. This is where I'm going to build up my library, the ecosystem, the friends that I have. Of course, you had your, what else was big right there? Medal of Honor. You started with your Call of Duties and all those different things. What's other games that's popped in my head? You know, Fable, Army of Two. You know, if I took out a list of stuff that I could play, but when it really jumps in, and you're like, what defined Xbox 360 generation? It was Gears and it was Halo.
Facts. Okay, Mr. Guest, Mr. Centurion. I can see. I hear you. Goddamn, just like the third show, it did that, and it's not close together to be repetitive. But when you get them updates, like it just was working before we was talking, and then all of a sudden the show start. Yo, say something.
I'm
All
good. You
right,
want
the line
something?
stopped moving. I'm like, wait a minute, not again.
I feel you're paying with OBS every time you get that little pop-up. It's like, would you like to update OBS? I don't know if I want to.
Yeah, listen, man.
You gotta
People don't
start
know what
all
it is
over
to host.
again.
All these cameras, this equipment. I'm telling you, man. And it's hot in here. Not like that. Anyway, talk to me about your fondest moments of 360. And did you pick up things before the store closed?
So that's where all right. My fondest memories of the Xbox 360. For starters, it was the first time I had bought a console in years. Like I was gifted an Xbox, but I didn't buy
Yo, where
a
they
PlayStation.
I need a third one.
What?
Xbox.
Third what?
Somebody gifted you an Xbox. I need somebody to give me one too.
No. Somebody. So I had somebody. I played a lot on the GameCube.
Nice.
And I also had a friend that had a PlayStation 2.
They say we got an echo, Lemon. They say we got an echo.
No, it's Centurion because I didn't mute his NDR file. Thank y'all. You know what? First of all, let me stop you real quick. Chat, y'all been awesome today. Y'all been on point because usually it's Dragon Heart Yobi with all the key help outs. Thank y'all, man. Centurion's new to the show. His NDR file was new. I didn't mute it, so he's good. Go ahead, continue.
All right, I was gonna say, is this something on my end?
No, it was me. It's me.
But for me, when I first picked up the Xbox 360, I got BioShock with it.
Mm-hmm.
So the original BioShock was part of that for me. And then what really kind of like hammered it home for me was Halo 3. It was the first time I ever did a midnight launch. Went out with some friends, picked up Halo 3, and played that game for hours and hours every single night with my friends, having to be at work at 7:30 and it's 3:30 in the morning. Like, God, you could. Well, the one thing that I actually enjoyed about the Xbox 360, where people might see me strange, but Xbox Arcade, just the like stuff you weren't able to basically go out and buy in the box at first, like State of Decay, some of those titles right there.
Explosion Man.
Yeah, well,
Shadow Complex, Ninja Turtles.
Yeah,
can
1
keep
versus
going.
100. I remember that was like a community
my
thing.
God, they should bring that back. You talking about a game that was a fun game show game? Oh my God.
And then
not only that, they gave away a bunch of like rewards points and stuff like that. They gave away prizes, actual prizes.
And like, wasn't it like there was also like times when Netflix parties and stuff like that?
Netflix jumped off the bandwagon. I mean, jumped on the bandwagon on Xbox and blew up because of that 360.
Well, yeah, because and they had such a contract with Netflix that PlayStation and Nintendo, you had to get that little disc in the mail to basically use their service, where Xbox, it was just straight up on there. You didn't need the disc. But that's where like I played games like Space Marine. Now you're asking like if I picked up any titles on the Xbox 360 marketplace. No,
but I'm talking about before the store closed, because people was rushing to do that. They had a 300% surge.
Yeah. So I wanted to participate in it, but for whatever reason, it won't let me sign into my Xbox profile, my Xbox profile on the 360. I kept trying to sign in. I know the password was correct. My Xbox 360 wouldn't let me sign in, so I said screw it. And for the past few days, you can even ask my wife, I've been down at the retro gaming stores buying Xbox 360 physical games, because I even got warned by one of the guys that I know down at Fallout Games that there's already been a surge in pricing on
Megatron
Xbox
in the
360
building,
physical
108
titles
Dragons
even.
TV welcomes
and so
you,
I've
brother.
been picking like the one I just picked up Aliens, Colonial Marines, and Face Breakers. Does anybody remember Face Breakers?
Yeah, I remember Face Breakers.
Yeah.
I had to grab Face Breakers, but I also have like Fear 1 and 2. I got Fear 3 as the digital. Lord of the Rings, number of Lord of the Rings games.
Oh, I think they need to remake some of those. You want to talk about remake and remaster? Please do any of them. The Two
I know
Towers,
we haven't
all that.
really had anything like that.
No,
I know.
At least
right?
make them backwards compatible. Something.
Something.
Games is
I'm
awesome.
I'm surprised. That's why I'm surprised a lot of these companies haven't, because I mean, when you hear people talk about them, you know, they actually miss those games. The only Lord of the Rings games we really got are Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War.
Right.
And it's nothing like Two Towers or War of the North or any of that. And yeah, that's where I've just been picking them up physically, just so that way I have a back catalog. Also Turok is like the Turok remake, not the original Turoks for like the Nintendo 64. Does anybody remember the 360 version of Turok?
Come on, don't do that. Don't do that.
Well, you didn't like that one?
No. Don't question real gamers.
Okay.
Hell yeah, we remember that. Hell yeah.
Normally when you mention Turok, everybody remembers like the
N64
Turok
version.
the Dinosaur Hunter.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. They don't know no better. We all gamers in this mother. But listen.
Yeah, it's our.
So those are your fond memories, bro.
I would also say there's one more fond memory.
Okay.
And that was just watching the battle unfold between HD DVD and Blu-ray. The standalone HD DVD drive.
Yeah. You know what's crazy?
We know who won. Yeah.
I was pissed off who won. Because the VC format was better than the codec that Blu-rays used, right, from Sony. It was a higher codec. And I'm being out, this tech side of me, I'm sorry. But I was supporting both formats, hoping one would win it or the other, because one had bigger discs, which Sony disc was bigger. I think they still, right now, technically they use VC today, the VCI format, right, from Microsoft to do the movies. Mm-hmm. But they should have did that in the beginning instead of fighting it out with a medium and made us make a choice. That's all I want to say.
Well, the funny part is about HD DVD versus Blu-ray. It actually kind of akins to what's going on today with how Sony has obviously made leaps and bounds in multiple industries outside of gaming with the partnerships that they create and the contracts that they sign. Like they signed a lot of big movie publishers and all the companies that were putting movies on disc. It was like towards the end, the only company that held out on HD DVD was WB. And that was because of like the contractual obligation.
But that's who made the final decision.
Yeah.
And then everybody followed.
Yeah.
All right, before we go to Bloody on this 360 stuff, first of all, I'd like to thank the chat for helping out with the technical difficulties of Windows, which is not major. It's a PC, you know, you get updates. Sometimes apps conflict. No big deal, but I appreciate that. I got to get to this super chat real quick by my man, Child of God, COD, $4.99. Greatly appreciated, greatly humbling. What up, brothers? I hope all is well with... I hope all is well with all. Crazy times for PlayStation.
For PlayStation.
Yeah. We're going to get into that. It's going to get crazy later, man.
If you do not know history, you're doomed to repeat it. I'm just going to say that.
Yep. I was
We'll
like, we see
about
that
it.
happening way too many times with them. Just saying.
Yo, listen. Y'all still getting the echo issue? Because... I don't know what that is because there's no other way how to... Yeah. It should be fixed by now.
Everybody refresh.
Yeah, refresh. Because it shouldn't be there now. Because the only one that should have been echoing was Centurion. So let me just double check, see what's going on here.
To be fair, I think I know what it is. I was like, the echo might have been me. I was like, I think that my headset
You had
was
an echo
being
when you
picked up.
first came in the room, but I ain't hear it no more.
No, I was saying is what they may be hearing is the fact of that my headset is, because I'm seeing it in Skype, is that my headset was occasionally being picked up by the
Well, I'm
microphone.
just telling you, when you first came in the room, I heard an echo, but then it went right away. So it might have been that, but I know it ain't on my end this time because Centurion on my end was only
They
one
said it
echoing.
sounds good.
Oh, okay.
Tarnish said it sounds good now.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate everybody.
Checked all my settings.
No,
Yeah,
it's
I
not you.
checked
It's not you. It's not you. It's not. Sometimes it could be an individual. Most of the time when I get a new guest, I have to mute the NDI file because what I hear in my headset is what the people hear. And if I don't mute it in OBS, I can't hear it twice, but everybody else can. So when you come in here, the first thing I'm supposed to do is mute your NDI file. So I didn't do that. So I know it was you, but it's not you. It's just your information. Anyway.
Yeah, see, Charles the God said it was me.
Yeah, all right. So, yeah, you came in here with one, but, you know, that could be anything. I can't control your end, but I definitely control this end. But listen, Bloody, tell me 360, did you pick up anything? Or did you just have everything already and you just let it sail into the sunset?
Nah, so I tried to pick up some stuff. I didn't get everything. I was like, mainly because, you know, like everyone, we all struggling to survive. So I was like, some of the stuff that I was trying to get, I didn't have the...
We got a back catalog that go 30 decades.
Exactly. I was like, but I'm saying, you know, everyone got bills and stuff like that. And as much as I was like trying to, I had a list because I had the list and I still have it saved of just like everything that was going to be digital that was on sale, everything that was going to be taken off and things like that. I have a lot of the stuff that isn't available on backwards compatibility. So those are the things that I'm going to be hunting. The only things, unfortunately, that I'm not going to be able to get is anything that was directly, you know, like any sort of specific DLCs or digital only games, like anything in the store. But
okay.
You know, it's crazy to see. I mean, we know that these stores have been closing slowly. We've seen it happen. We saw
look,
that.
That's been a long time.
Yeah, it has been a long time, but we've seen that some of these old stores are shutting down. I mean, look at what happened with the you know, PSP store. I was like, even with Vita, they had to keep it open. PS3 and their online store and stuff like that. It's unfortunately one of those things that not as much as we want everything to be able to keep going. I was like, some things can't.
I mean, technically, who's really on that store every day?
No, exactly. That's the thing is that it's
right.
not everyone.
Gotta let some stuff go.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying is that as much as it sucks, it's it's one of those things that comes with it, right? But the thing that when you really think about it, when everything's all said and done, it really brings back all that nostalgia, right? And as we all know, nostalgia is a hell of a drug. And when I think about the 360, I think about honestly my childhood. I would say because I remember getting my 360 in
You used
2000.
to hunt the rabbits in your backyard with the paint on your face?
Yes, I did. I did very much so. I was like, I had posters of everyone. I had a white man, I had a black man, I had an Asian man. I'd be practicing my tomahawk chops over there.
Your homemade tomahawk made out of one rock, one stick, one straw.
Exactly. You already know how it is. I even had little traps in there to catch all the rabbits that be running through.
My little brother crazy, yo.
But no, it's just like when I think about it, is I remember getting my 360 in 2009, and I grew up as a PlayStation kid. Really, I was a Sega kid, but I had a PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, and I had a Sega Dreamcast. Right? It was around the time of the launch of the PS3 that I was looking at wanting to get a PS3 until I saw that they also had the 360. But at the time, I didn't know which one that I wanted to do because my brother had my friend had
I know what you did. You went with the Sega dominated system.
Well, I already had a Dreamcast right at the time. But what I was saying is that my friend had an Xbox, and I remember that I was really interested in the Xbox because of the fact that he would bring over Fable, and he would bring over Knights of the Old Republic, and those games really stole my attention on his console when obviously he wasn't over playing on my PlayStation. And then I remember watching my older brother who had a 360. I was watching him and my dad play Gears of War, and that game sold me because like I was enamored with watching them play together and stuff like that. I always wanted to play too. And when I was in high school in 2009, one of my best friends, or really all my whole group of friends, said, "Get a 360. You have AT&T. It's like you have the Uverse box. I can show you how to get online. Come play with us." So I ended up getting a 360. I saved up some money, bought that, and because of that, I literally have my closest group of friends that I'm still play with in game and talk to this very day since high school. I played every Gears of War with them. I remember staying up after launch with them. We were all at my house, playing until like 4 o'clock in the morning when Halo Reach launched. We were playing the co-op campaign all the way through on the hardest difficulty way back then. And I remember that it was nostalgic and it was great. Then you found the arcade, right? I remember playing State of Decay for the first time, and that game was such a unique zombie survival game of the time that there was almost nothing like it. And really, there is still nothing really like it. Like no real permadeath, community focused building zombie survival game like that. And just think about how that started as a simple like $15 arcade game almost 15 years ago to blow up to the way that it is today, right? It's crazy to think about. Then playing games like Blue Dragon or Lost Odyssey, right? I was like standout JRPGs from that era that are still unparalleled today. There were so many games like Scrubner mentioned. Army of Two. I loved Army of Two, both the first one and the second one. Those were great co-op games. Then you had games the original Alan Wake, which was exclusive to the 360 at the time. Like there were so many games back then that really just kind of stand out. I remember going to the midnight. Yeah, Borderlands. I remember going to the midnight launch of Gears of War 2 because when I got my 360, it was in 2009. It was right before Gears 2 launch. And I remember I got Unreal Tournament 2 because it had the demo to Gears of War 2 before the launch later that year. And I remember standing outside of the GameStop with my brother until like
108 Dragons TV welcomes everyone
at night because the line was so damn long for that game, and we stayed up until 3 o'clock in the morning on a school night, and I skipped school the next day to play that game with him because it was just that special to us. I was like, you don't get those kinds of feelings or sensations or memories nowadays. The 360 was truly a golden era for the community because there were so many community focused games, co-op focused games, and really revolutionizing online play that you don't have today.
Okay, that was awesome. Now let's take a 15-minute lunch break. God damn. All right, I'm gonna say some things, man. First of all, shout out to the chat. My boy Yobi just pulled up Centurion. is getting a shout out. Live Supremacy, I see you in the building. Stone King. I see Tarnished, The Witch, Sega Man. First of all, let me shout out my man Sega Man, who go out there, give good opinions, man. He be rocking with my boy He-Bot. You know what I'm saying? Older gamers know their stuff. Definitely support. Appreciate y'all, man. Wilfried, Rosario, see you in the building. Dolph Kermit, see you in the building. TSWS, that's my boy Ham Solo Abacaba or ABC something. What's up, bro? Good to see you, man.
Little Abacab.
Sig, I don't even know what that says, bro. Yo, Sai. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna shortcut it real quick. Good to see everybody pulling up. Doggy Dog. That's the first sexiest haired dude in the building. Yeah, bloody, you number 2. 2 is the first loser. Facts. But now, let me say this about the 360, man. It was fine days of gaming, man. And all of y'all had great points. But I'm gonna name some games before there was a Halo 2. It was Ghost Recon and Rainbow Six. Mm-hmm. Every day. I formed a clan called 108 Dragons. And we played on game battles for years.
Advanced Warfighter. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man! Speaking when you mentioned Rainbow Six, and when I think the 360, I go straight to Vegas.
Ooh. Now, you talking about somebody who loved live? I couldn't live without it. Go look at my model, man. Go look at my icon on Xbox, Lemon 23. I'm a 20-year vet. Day one, Lemon 23. I never left. It revolutionized gaming. Couch co-op, online co-op. It made us selfish. No, you can't come to my house no more. Take your ass home and get on your own TV. You want to stay up? You can go to bed early in the morning, but not on my watch. Wake up and gotta lock the door, let you out. No, go home. Get you a 360. Red Ring of Death. I still bought 3 more Xboxes. One modded.
Yeah.
We had that.
I went through 4 of them. Yeah.
Yeah, when I got mine, I think it was when they first released the Jasper models that had the HDMI cords. So those ones didn't have the red ring as nearly as much as the older models.
But, you know, it was a fine time in gaming. But look, man, we got to move on. I appreciate everybody here. Like I said, we're doing that giveaway, so pay attention to that for the 2 tiers of memberships, right? Y'all both got access to the free stuff, man. Let's move on, man. Now I want to bring this up real quick. You know I love collecting controllers. I'm kind of sick of Microsoft with this controller crap because they always bringing out something to get me to spend my money. You know what I'm saying? Let's move in close here. So this controller here. Now this whole generation, Sony has been making trash. Now I'm an Astrobot guy. I'm also a Little Big Planet guy because I'm a platformer guy, because I'm a Mario guy.
Yep.
Right? Listen, I'm buying this controller. I got an early pre-order link like I did the VR2, and mine's just pre-ordered. Oh, yeah, I'm going to show you that in a minute because somebody hit me on Twitter. I ain't showing you nothing else.
Woo!
Nice.
All right?
Nice.
The next time you see that box, your boy Lemon.
Gonna be open.
Your boy Lemon is doing the ultimate unboxing. And let me tell you this. You know when I unbox something, I got mad stuff with it. I got a bag of goodies. Y'all gonna want to tune into that. Yeah, so somebody hit me on DM. So there you go. It's not even open. Had it since it dropped a week and a half ago. So this is one of the flyest controllers that I've ever seen come out of the Sony camp. That God of War controller, my Lord, trash. Concord is dope. But I'm not buying no Concord controller, and nobody's gonna be playing it.
It already looks like there was nobody playing it.
Yo, listen, it's a good game. It just don't bring nothing new to the table. I'll be playing Marvel Rivals because I'll be playing with Marvel characters. It's still like Overwatch, but it's with Marvel characters. So I'm biased. But
I mean, I'm biased too, but I still ain't playing it.
did anybody here? Anybody can go because it's a small topic, and then we're gonna move on to another small topic. Did anybody see this controller? And if you have a PlayStation, are you picking it up? People in the chat, get involved. If y'all interested in this controller, let me know because you can't front. This is very nice. Talk to me, people.
I mean, I'll say this about the Astrobot controller: it's at least aesthetically pleasing compared to like all the other controllers that PlayStation has, which is very minimal and garbage. I was like, so it's nice. I was like, I'd still prefer if I'm gonna buy a controller, especially a PlayStation 5 controller, the DualSense. I'd rather just go through a company like Scuff or anything else that makes custom controllers.
But
and
are you
just
buying
get a
this
special
one?
manual.
God damn it!
No, I said no. I said it's nicer, but I was like, it's still not one that I'm just like, oh man. I was like, I gotta have that. No, it's nothing. It's alright. That's all I'm saying is I ain't spending money on it.
All right, Scrub, talk to me.
It's a nice controller, but no, I'm not buying it. I've purchased many of controllers that just sit, and sometimes when you buy stuff, that's what it's for, to sit in the showcase. I'm glad that they have done something different than take a controller and make it blue or red.
Right.
Because I mean, that really doesn't take too much.
Right. No,
into
somebody
the
was
process.
like, I got a brilliant idea. We're gonna make a blue controller.
Yeah.
That's always like their
We're
go-to.
gonna
Is just
make
like
it-
we'll make a
we're gonna make it
red,
black.
a slightly
Yo,
darker
listen,
red, and then blue.
They made a red controller. You know, everything is black and red. My mic is black and red. My shirt black and red. My new goddamn Invicta I put on the internet is black and red. My whole life is black and red. I love those two favorite colors. But guess what? They made a red controller. I said, nah, I ain't buying that. Then they made a red controller that was metallic shiny, like metal. I bought that. I bought that.
See, hey, you know what, Scrubs? This is what they did in that focus group. They're like, what if we make it red? Doesn't sell. They're like, all right, let's go back to the drawing board.
Mm-hmm.
What if we make it shiny red?
Metallic looking.
There you go.
You know, there was some high-fiving at the boardroom table that day.
Listen,
like, that right there. Get that
one should have been
raise.
the first red controller, but yeah, I got two controllers. It took me 2 years to buy the DualSense Edge because I don't play first person for them hairpin triggers.
Yep.
So I bought it for
See, that's
$100.
the only PlayStation controller that I'm willing to buy is the Edge Pro or whatever it is, because it's like the Elite for
DualSense
the Xbox.
What's
yeah,
that?
yeah. I like that. That's the only one.
Is that the 20th anniversary? What's that?
No, that's just an Elite
The
2.
greatest controller ever.
Dude,
look.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be amazed at how they do.
I'm not gonna start this.
Do a version 3.
You're not gonna start this, Scrub, because I got more goddamn controllers than you got family members. Yeah, I'm telling you,
Hey,
I got about 40.
You probably right, but
I got
that's
about
not the
40.
only one I own.
Bro, I
Yeah.
got about 40.
But none of them say scrub nurse on it.
Yo,
though.
listen,
That's
none
what I'm
of
saying.
them say I'm
Say
being
scrub
used
nurse
either.
on it.
I was gonna say I got ones right behind me built by Razer.
Yeah. The Razer ones are nice.
Okay, I did order the Rikishi Pro something for my
Also,
for my Raw
Scuff has a
Gala
really
X.
nice one
I did
too.
do that.
Yeah.
I did
Yeah.
do that, but
Even if I got
I
the
only got
new
2 hands.
PlayStation 5, I would get the Scuff one so I could have offset
Yeah.
sticks. I gotta have the
Yeah.
offset sticks.
I agree with that. See, my thing is, if they do a version 3, I was like, they need a. I want to know what they want to do. I honestly
version
think
3, they need a version 2.
No, the Elite V3.
Oh, the Elite. Okay.
I was like, if anything, I was like, they need to use Halifax sticks. I was like, I feel like Halifax sticks are going to be a really big thing going forward. We're already seeing third party using them. I was like, first party needs to start doing it. They need to break away from the old analog grinding gears that they have.
But let me go to Centurion. Centurion, you got a PS5, and are you picking up this controller? Or you can just give me an opinion on the design of the controller.
I have a PS5. Am I gonna pick up the controller? See, that's a big. See, you brought this controller onto my radar. I do think it's for PlayStation, That's probably a very dope controller
Yes, it
compared
is.
to what
Yes,
they've
it
had.
is. Facts.
I
Concord is
do
pretty nice, but the game is not going to be supported. So
So
Yeah, that's a very nice controller.
it's a very nice, right?
I put it this way. If I was out and about and I came across it, I'd probably pick it up.
Nope,
I
you only
would
can get it from the PlayStation Store.
Really?
In fact,
Well, that's what he was saying. He's saying if he was out and about.
no,
he'd
no,
get
no.
it, but-
Out and about means no. He's not getting it because it's not going to be in the stores.
It's not out and about. Yeah.
Right. It's not out and about.
So yeah,
The
there's
Deuces
that.
Edge did end up in the stores with the VR because that was exclusive to the PlayStation Store too because they couldn't sell it.
Well, I know like when they came out with like Spider-Man, I missed my opportunity on that one because I was out. I was out and about and I was in GameStop and I heard that some guy asked for it and he bought one. And I'm like, "Do you got any more of those?"
Out
and
the
he's like,
store?
"Yeah." I was like, "I don't know how he got it at GameStop, but
Right,
yeah,
because that
I
wasn't
missed
in the
it.
store either. That was online only. It probably got
Which one,
them
the
by
red
fluke.
and black one?
Yes.
No, it was-
the last one. The last
the
controller. I missed
Spider-Man
out
2
too,
looked like
and
it.
I missed out on the plates.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. But anyway, go ahead, continue.
I definitely, it's a step. I mean, let's face it. We've seen where Xbox has made a lot of money off of their controllers. They've almost made like Xbox controllers like an icon for the ecosystem because anybody who plays Xbox, literally, how many times have we tuned in to watch somebody on YouTube or streaming for that matter on Twitch, and they've got a bowl of controllers just sitting on the
That's me.
the coffee
That's
table.
Bloody
Right
too. Me and Bloody got the first Elite Gears with the
Gears Elite,
Yeah,
and then
listen, I got the Halo new one. I got
Listen, I got
Forza.
two. I got two of the 20 anniversary. I got the Duke anniversary
I
right
still
here.
got
gosh.
I got that bad boy too.
That's my
I
favorite
got the
Elite.
original Titanfall. Listen.
Controller.
I got the 20th
Shit.
anniversary right behind me.
I got the Forza
Regular
Horizon
red.
see-through controller too. The Forza 5 one. I was like,
Yeah,
I
listen.
was like, see-through controllers on my Wii.
Listen,
Yeah, I
this
got
is the
that
thing.
one.
This
I
is
got
the
that
thing.
one. Yeah.
Microsoft know how to sell peripherals. And
Yeah,
they
they
keep
do.
coming
yeah.
out with these dope designs. That new Pearl one. Listen. Yo.
The one I really splurged
Design
on
Lab.
was my
Design
Yeah,
Lab
was
makes
a
it
big
worse
deal.
too.
Yeah, but
was the Darth Vader 50th anniversary of Star Wars edition controller that was done by Razer. The
Look
minute
at
I
the new
saw that,
Deadpool and Wolverine, the two booties.
so I know
yeah,
that's
the cheek
actually
controllers.
Yeah, the Cheeks controllers, and that's where like on Wednesday
Crazy.
on my own show, I did say that I really wish Microsoft would at least give the opportunity to buy some of these rather than
and
have
stop
them
making it
giveaways.
exclusive. Facts.
Well,
Yes,
and that's
I
what I
agree.
mean.
To somebody
I'm
that
just
win
like,
the contest to one
I
person
know. I'm
out
like,
of millions.
I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, dude, make like 10,000 of them or something,
Yes,
and
they're
just
gonna
like
sell.
limited edition them. Like
For
you ain't
real.
gonna be stuck
Right.
with them.
Dude, I was like, does anyone
They'll
remember?
sell out.
Hang on, I was speaking of that. Like, does anyone remember when they were doing the collaboration with Godzilla for Godzilla King of Monsters, and they had the 3 consoles that each had a different controller
Yes.
of Mothra,
Yes.
one of King Ghidorah. I was like, those controllers and the consoles themselves. I think they were the 1Xs at the time. I was like, those were so dope. I wanted those controllers. The consoles
but
themselves, I would have.
they
They don't.
They
And
do,
that's
they
when
do BS there. I don't agree with that because, like, just like with the Deadpool and Wolverine, I'm willing to buy
Yeah.
both. I can't get my
Yeah,
hands on
me
one
too.
because y'all want to put it behind a prize wall to get people to sign up to. Man, y'all can
Or
kiss
you
my
gotta-
ass. I'm
or you-
hardcore.
or
I'll
they're
buy
giving
it,
them
I'll
the-
buy it regardless. Day
They're
one.
giving them they're giving them to influencers as like some kind of marketing stunt. Because I've seen a couple influencers
but they
with
keep
them.
giving it to influencers that don't support the brand.
Exactly.
Right.
That's
You know what?
I'm
You know
just
what?
like-
You know what?
And as someone who works-
We're not gonna take it to the negative side because I'm gonna get upset.
No, I'm not going to say that, but I'm just saying.
I'm gonna get upset.
But there's
No.
4 people right here that would have paid $180 for those
Yes.
controllers, and they
Yes.
would have put them all over their fucking channels.
Exactly. I was like, when I saw those controllers, I thought it was the most hilarious thing ever. But I'm just like, I would want that controller. I was like,
Facts.
from the way that
Facts,
they talked
Steve.
about it in the interview. I was like, one, the butts that are apparently like cushioned. So I was like, one, that's nice for your fingers so that they don't get cramped up. But it's just the fact of that it's so different, it's so ridiculous, and it's for an IP that is so damn popular that people will eat it up. Like, why would you miss these chances? Like, Xbox does collaborations with some of the biggest brands and IPs for movies or whatever, and they make these special edition consoles, they make these special edition controllers. You're missing out on the fact that there is a very big community within your ecosystem of people who want that. And they would be making so much more.
They'd be making money. And I know, like, I would love to just hear the whole argument, like, oh, well, it's a very niche market. And I'm like, did you know statues of video game characters is a very niche market? But they seem to be doing just fine. They're making money.
Well. I was like, shout out to King David. I was like, look at that. That man has $2,000 statues, and so does Lem. He has some really big ass statues. Y'all know me. I have collector's editions, right? I have nothing but statues all up in my garage. And I continue to buy those.
Not to sound crazy, but does anybody know that they actually did a SpongeBob Series X controller? I mean, not controller, Series X console. They also did a Series X, and it was exclusive through Best Buy. And here's the thing: they even said it was limited. I didn't see the Series
X. I only seen the Series S, and it was through Best Buy.
It's because all the scalpers bought them all and eBayed them. That's what made me like. I was just like, man, they wanted a normal Series X was like $500. They wanted like $650 at Best Buy.
I think it was $700 actually.
And then the scalpers got them, and they were well over $1,000. And I'm like, oh well, that sucks.
Yep. Listen, I'm not doing that. But listen,
I wanted to get one for my wife.
Special edition Tomb Raider. Yo, that special edition Tomb Raider, that was different. That was the craziest I've ever seen.
The one with the glowing thing in the middle of it.
That was crazy. I have to co-sign that check. It had like tree vines. Yo, that was crazy.
Yeah.
That I could see being a special test, a contest.
That Wonder Woman 1984 was a nice one too.
I wouldn't want that. That movie was trash. Oh,
I didn't say the movie was good.
I wasn't supposed to say that.
The console looked good.
I know Deadpool's looks cool. They even did one for Lords of the Fallen that actually looked
Listen,
cool.
this is why I say go third party, right? Because even though I missed out on the Spider-Man plates for PlayStation, that website that do the plates custom, can't think of the name right now. They destroyed that. They destroyed it. So I was like, well, if I wanted to beat it out,
and you know what? Plates. I was like, that's one thing too. Is like, speaking of customization, I was like, that site that was trying to do the custom plates getting shut down by Sony. But look at how many sites out here, especially like whether you're an anime fan like me or anything else, that make these custom wraps for the Xbox Series X. Microsoft don't care. They're like, hey, go for it. I was like, there's so many things. They gotta
start doing more custom wraps too.
No, they do. I was like, because remember, they only have those 2 wraps for the Series X that are like those like thick,
ladies and gentlemen,
like
that's
Velcro
the Concord
ones.
Version of the custom controller, which looks absolutely amazing. It looks something out of like Tron.
Yeah, that right there, I would say looks actually really cool.
But I'm not buying it because, first of all, I don't need 4 PlayStation controllers. I barely use the 2 that I got. But I'm going to support Astrobot because I'm an Astrobot guy. Most people that be capping for it on Twitter, it's usually what it is, capping. So I actually played through the demo. You know what I'm saying? Awesome. But let's move on, man, because we got some other topics to talk about before we get to the real topics. Bethesda trademarks a possible expansion to Starfield. Now, the first expansion hasn't dropped yet, and I love these fake-ass insiders. Do you hear me? Let me say that again. I love fake insiders. I love y'all.
Put them all out in the... Can we just
I love y'all.
Push them?
I love y'all. I definitely love y'all.
I have my thoughts on all that, but you told me not to be mean.
Listen.
Be mean to insiders.
Listen,
that's what it is.
When it's your turn and you want to talk about these fake insiders, right? Saying they heard there's no plans after Starfield launch for no extra content. No frames, no updates, no nothing to make content. Let me tell y'all something in the chat, man. First of all, I don't do this for money. My unboxing is worth over $2,000. I may have made $400 in 4 years on my channel. Let's just give you a round number. Nobody does this for money. My unboxing's over about close to about $2,000 worth of stuff. I do it because I love this community, I love our hobby, and I love everything about it. It's never about money. When these dudes out here lying to get you, let me tell you why you shouldn't play Destiny. 10 reasons why. When you see that, and you go click on it, got him. Just remember, they need you for their BS content. So now, Bethesda's dropping not one, but possibly 2 single-player extensions of the single campaign. Being that my man, Centurion, got that energy, and he wants to bring that smoke, we going straight to you. Please, give us, say what you want to say.
See, that's where at least oh my God. Okay, so this kind of goes into like a little bit of a subject because we all know Game Informer just got shut down, and I actually.
Oh, my bad.
No, but the only thing is that I have to say about Game Informer being shut down is, even though that they were owned by GameStop, those guys were actually a really great wealth of information. Sometimes they really knew how to write stories to kind of inform us about the game. They got
shut down, excuse me, Centurion, because that's why they got shut down.
What, they got shut down because they what?
Because they do real stuff.
I know. I was actually
look who bought them.
Right.
Look who bought them.
No, but no, actually, I have actually not to be mean because there's been a couple guys that are with IGN and Games Radar that have commented on it, and they're like, "Oh, it sucks that they got shut down." And I'm like, "No, what sucks is you're still here and they got shut down."
Exactly.
Yeah. They weren't toxic. They weren't willing to lie through their teeth or create clickbait. They legitimately did actual game journalism, and they gone because they didn't stoop to your level.
Facts.
And so that's where when it comes to like the whole leaks, I can't believe anybody anymore. Like, it's hard for me to listen to anybody, or like I have to think for myself. Like, I have like very few people or that I'll go on YouTube and watch their reviews on a game. But even then, I'll go and watch somebody play the game. I'll watch a review on the game. I'll really like the game that I'm interested in. I'll do my own damn research, because at this point I can't take anybody's word for it, because nowadays everybody wants to somehow like when you go on there, everybody's like, "Oh, Bethesda deserved what happened to Starfield." And I'm like, what happened to Starfield? It wasn't your kind of game. But dude, Starfield was actually a very popular game. A lot of people had fun playing it. I enjoyed playing it. I was obsessed with Skyrim more than Starfield, but maybe it was all because of the setting, because I also played the hell out of Fallout 4. Yep. A lot of people weren't fond of Fallout 4, but I played the hell out of it. But I'm like, in my mind, confused. I'm like, did we not see the amount of content that was released for Fallout 4?
Yep.
Why would we think that there would be no DLC coming for Starfield? Like, it doesn't make sense. It's like, so there was an ass ton of DLC for Fallout 3. There was an ass ton of DLC for Oblivion and Skyrim. There is an ass ton of DLC for Fallout 4. Oh, but now all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Bethesda's going to be like, "Oh yeah, DLC's beneath us. We're not going to do that."
I mean,
like the track record
76. Yeah.
And look at their live services. Elder Scrolls has been running, or online has been running for 10 years. How many expansions has it had? Fallout 76 has been doing the same.
I'm a level 1000 in Elder Scrolls Online.
Thieves on season 14, 13 or 14. Come on.
Oh, we're talking about Bethesda right now, but yeah.
Bethesda, that's rare, but no, you're right. A majority of the games that Bethesda has released.
No, but I'm just talking about games that's successful. My bad.
Oh yeah, well, I'm just saying, like, I don't understand how these games leakers tried to pull their freaking half-ass crystal ball out of their ass and actually make this statement that they are going to release anything for Starfield. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense because of the track record of the company.
Right.
Because they know that their communities anyways, are going to eat up whatever they get out of the greatest ass pool they can put. Like, they go elbow deep in it, and they're just like, let me see what fake thing I can come up with and how many people will run with it.
When negativity sells. It sells.
Listen. None of us here is that type of content creator, right? I'm going to say this. I blame the community for keep feeding them idiots. When you see them lie to you, when these shows pass and they tell you these fake situations, and Lemon gets attacked because I point out what they say publicly, you said it. I'm just saying what happened.
Well, and that's why I've had a couple people like in my chats actually try to act like I clickbait, but I remember the one they were talking about. I put on a thumbnail, dramatic Xbox situation unfolding, and like they're like, "What's so dramatic about it?" I'm like, because there's a group of people out there that want to act like the sky is falling.
Right.
I'm just having.
They really
I'm having
think it's
a fun.
about you.
I'm having fun with play on words to get your attention, but at the same time, I'm not over here like the one guy that put on his channel that Call of Duty is going exclusive because of how PlayStation interfered with the FTC proceedings. And I was like,
I still don't know what folks thinking on
never
that. That's
one
crazy.
time.
They want money. I was like, why would they hold it back? It's a big seller.
Listen,
dude.
some people, we got to stop giving gamers credit for being goddamn accountants.
Oh, dude, let's talk about logic. I still remember when
It just is what it is.
On January of 21, hey, Microsoft is going to buy ABK. People are like, oh, Call of Duty is going to be exclusive. I was like, why the hell would they make it exclusive? Well, because they need to make sure that they freaking make their brand like very noticeable. And I'm like, so you're telling me they're going to kiss off millions, potentially billions of dollars for console war shenanigans? I don't see that happening.
I don't see that happening, but we're going to get into a topic, and it's happening anyway without the fuckery. But continue so we can move on.
No, you're right. But like, dude, I'm just excited to see what is going to be crafted with the Starfield DLC, because at least with me keeping up, let's just say there was one guy through a bug in the game was able to actually get into modifying space stations. I actually did a video on it. It was a bug, but the guy was actually able to put one of the space stations into the shipbuilder. So, like, I actually think that there's actually stuff already built into Starfield for expansions that they've already discussed.
Whether they decide to release it, but there's always stuff like that. Facts.
Yeah, and that's why I was just saying, like, the track record speaks for itself. The things that I've seen with my own two eyes, and at this point, that's why it's hard for me to believe, like, anybody that wants to say something.
How many eyes?
Well, sorry. Now I'm at 4.
Hey, people,
that's ableism,
we just promote the facts.
I don't approve of it.
Yes. Hey, calm down there, sir.
Yeah, we just promote the facts of Runaway Dragons.
He can have as many eyes as he wants, all right?
Where you going?
Also, while we're stopped here, shout out to 4GQTV. I see you over there, Carlo, with that $5 super chat saying, I need a 10-minute rant from Bloody on any topic.
Yo, listen.
I'll gladly give it to you.
No, Diddy. He ain't giving you anything.
No.
Not on this show.
Flavor Flav hype man.
I was gonna say this is the only show. I was gonna say this is the only channel I've been on so far that anybody's busted off with a no Diddy. So I'm like, oh, all right. So it's kind of
we Diddy all day.
Well, no, we don't Diddy. Maybe you do.
I was about to say, wow. I didn't know that there.
Whoa, what the hell just happened here? Yo, shout out to Carlo, man, in that 24 to 105 F4. Let's go. Welcome that new lens into his Canon ecosystem. Shout out to my boy.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Starfield, are you a huge player, Mr. Scrub Nurse? I know you're the pew pew game killer. What do you think about this possible potential expansion on the campaign that over 14 million concurrent players consistently play a game that they thought didn't do nothing because of Game Pass?
Yeah, it's There's nothing but lifeless planets, and I can't land on gas giants, so I'm mad. No, but anyway, I'm definitely hyped for it. I've played the game. I've had, I don't know,
I'm not
maybe
reading that
30
back from
something,
the dead.
almost 40 hours. 40 hours into the game. I hadn't finished it because
You don't
there are
have
so many
to.
games come out. No, I don't have to, but I'm just saying. And I loved every minute of what I was playing. So I know they announced the DLC that was coming along. This is just like any other game. Starfield was not made to just be, we're coming out with the game, here's your experience, and we're done with it. They even told us in the beginning they had a plan for it to
Facts.
expand it later on.
Like they
So
did
for
Skyrim, Elder Scrolls.
yes.
And,
Now
I mean,
the problem is there's a lot of games that say that, oh, we got a 10-year plan, like a Halo or an Anthem, and it doesn't make it to the 10 years that they expect. I mean, Destiny made it there. Yeah, or let alone 1 year.
Right.
Sometimes it's hard for them to even get a good rollout. But
Halo's
a lot
how
of
many years now? 3, right?
yeah.
Going stronger
So
than ever.
So the thing is, people, they want to roll these games out to last as long as they can, even on single player games, because you can get money from the DLC. You can get money on skins. You can get sell money or gain money from all the different aspects of that game
Can I ask
that
you
you
a question?
can monetize from. What's going on? What's up?
Helldivers, you know that wasn't planned, right?
What part of it wasn't playing? What you saying?
Helldivers wasn't a planned DLC like when they made the game.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They said, you know what? Let's make a new DLC. They made, I mean, not Helldivers. What was the expansion for goddamn Gears?
Oh, High Busters.
What was the first one? Because they had 2. There was 2 of them. There was 2 expansions, right?
No,
I can't think of.
No,
all I can think of is High Busters.
You had the Gears 5 multiplayer,
right?
And
the
what it was
Terminator
is
stuff.
you had, well, that too, but you had the mode that would allow you to go into like a horde environment.
Right. Okay.
And to
Okay.
get
That's
out,
what it
to
is.
get out of the hive.
It was a state
and they
Hive
just-
Busters.
yeah,
Hive
and
Busters.
they turned Hive Busters out of a multiplayer
Right.
mode.
Right. Out of
Right,
a multiplayer
right.
mode.
Because
That
that
was
was-
not.
remember-
That's the key. That was not planned as a DLC.
Originally, no, but then
It
they
was
saw
not.
the popularity of it.
Right, and then
Yeah.
they just said, we're gonna add to that.
Yeah, because the fact that, remember, Lem, that's what we were talking with the Xbox team when we were at E3 when they were showing off Hive Busters before Gears 5 launched. They said they were surprised with how popular and like really enthusiastic people were about the escape mode. And then I think about a year
Right,
after
right.
the game launched,
They
we
started
heard that they
working
were
on it.
because they wanted to talk about. They're like, all right, well, let's talk about who Scorpio Squad is, since
Right,
a lot of
right.
people are curious about where this came from.
Mm-hmm. And the thing about it, a game like Starfield, you can easily say, oh, well, you got it on Game Pass, so you didn't even pay for the game. Even if they come out with these 2
Damn,
DLCs,
I'm gonna kill that.
that first one might be free, might not. You might get them just
Scrub,
because
is
you have
Game Pass free?
No, Game Pass is not free.
You pay for it, right?
Right, but I'm just saying it might be $10, or
Okay,
they
but
might
hold on,
say
hold
because
on.
you already got it.
I'm going
we
somewhere with
not
this.
charging
I'm
because
going somewhere
some
with this.
games don't charge for their
But hold
DLC. It's rare, but they
I'm
do.
going somewhere with this. Eminem just
pay
dropped
for
the
that?
album, right? Hold on. Eminem just dropped the album, correct?
Yes.
Right.
How many albums did he sell?
Not as many as he could
He
have
didn't
because
sell
of streaming.
nothing, because he streamed 100 million times in 2 days.
Well,
That's
Like-
the life. Hold on. That's the life we live in. Nothing
Well-
is about hardware sales today. None of us go buy Blu-ray movies besides my dumbass.
well, wait a
None
minute.
of
You've
us-
seen my collection.
Yeah. But
You are like
I
one of the
will every
we
now
are the
and then.
you're like one of
minorities,
the few
though.
people I've actually sent. I've sent a photo of it
No,
to.
but listen, we are the minority. We're not the majority.
I know that.
Right?
Yeah.
How many people actually buy movies? How many people actually buy music?
here's the thing: is that you're right. I was like, and there's a reason. No one. I was like, outside of supporting like very small, like maybe musicians that do digital only like soundtracks to support whatever the project they're working on. Buying music is not the way to do things nowadays. I was like, just like we see that games, I was like, it's not just about sales anymore. It's always about players engagement and retention.
But you know why? Because we're in a digital age, right?
Exactly.
Ain't nobody in here going to the Virgin Mega Store no more, like I used to.
Look at this, right? You want to talk about like how things are so crazy with the streaming things? Look at this, what happened earlier this year, right? Post Malone and Sway Lee had set a industry record for having the first song to go double diamond for how often it was streamed with their song Sunflower. Remember, that was the big like selling point for the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Man a couple years ago. That song has made them so many money. One song that has been streamed.
Okay, Bloody, hold on. Before you go into a rant, let Scrub finish. We'll come back to you. Hold that thought.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're gonna make money either way, and the reason why they've set a DLC, and we don't even know if this is going to be a second DLC, but it's probably going to be in the works because we know what company that we're talking about. Why not? If you have the concurrent players building it, and guess what? Every time you drop a DLC, you're going to bring new people into the game who never played the game, who are going to say, oh, they got a new DLC. Let me play the game first so I can get into the DLC. Oh, they have 2 DLCs. Well, then I'm gonna get this one, and then you keep going with this game. We've already seen that they have done visual upgrades to the game already, FPS upgrades, all this. This is not a game that they're just putting out for one quick, let's sell the game and be out of it. This is going to be an ongoing venture. Nobody makes games anymore for a one purchase and then we're totally done with it.
Facts.
There are no games that are made like that. And if they are, that's fine. That's up to the people who decide the game. But it's always about that concurrent money that you can get off of it. So if they do plan this,
what system allowed that to happen? Which also created another problem. Developers releasing games not completed because they knew they could patch it later. 360 started that.
Right. We definitely started
that.
Well, PC also did too.
No, PC don't count. We're talking about for console people. PC been doing that.
That's what I'm saying, is that PC was already creating that mindset for the longest time.
Most people don't play on PC gaming at the time.
No, back then, no.
No. They brought that over from PC, and the developers, 2K basketball is broken every year.
Madden as well.
That right there is just
okay. Then so
360. I was gonna say it was more the early access. They were starting doing that with the Xbox One generation.
Early access. They didn't have early access. They didn't have preview back then. There was releasing
No, I said in the
broken.
Xbox One era is what I was talking about.
No, I'm talking about Xbox 360.
360.
But then being able to do update patches online.
It was a good idea what they did, but the developers took it like, hey, we'll fix it later.
Yeah, it was originally meant to be as a system for an oops, we didn't see that, and it got used as and it didn't turn into a crutch.
We could capitalize later, and then it became like, oh, it's not ready yet. It's all right. We'll fix it later. And we get a lot of that. Every game needs a patch. Wait a minute, your saves don't work. Oh, we got to patch it. We'll release a patch a week later. They knew that goddamn thing was broken. Don't let them fool you, but continue. Then we go to Bloody, man.
No, but that's all I have for it. I'm excited for it that you can bring new players into the fold every time you put out something new with this game, because it's definitely a game worth playing. If you hadn't tried it, it's definitely worth trying
awesome.
it. I mean, you know, one of my favorite things was finding a secret base where you get a whole ship if you wanted to.
Thank you,
a special outfit. What was that? The Mantis. Part of and going and learning, and I wasn't even looking for it, and it was like, oh crap, this was interesting. I mean, they got that all over the place, so it's definitely worth a try. My short attention span sometimes draws me away from longer playing games
but
like
you have
that.
you have a job
it's a
that
beautiful
consists of a
thing.
lot of hours, though. You have a real excuse.
And,
You're a family
and music
man.
on top of that.
Right. You got a life. That's why somebody. I'm gonna say something today, man. Then we're gonna go to your bloody. I was watching Living Split Screen, and somebody tried to attack Pong Soul. Now I have disagreed with Pong back in the days on his views, but when somebody say a view of their opinion, you can't tell them how to have it. Oh, you don't beat games, because first of all, a lot of us don't have the time in a day to play games to get all these achievements. That don't make you a gamer. Mm-hmm. We don't need your approval on what we play and pay for. That don't make me not a gamer. I spend my money thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars per year, not in a decade, per year. Per year. To do what I want to do. I don't need your approval. Everybody here is a gamer. We don't all game the same. People in the chat, y'all gamers. People that's watching later, y'all gamers. Nobody games the same. Don't tell me because I don't chase achievements, I'm not a gamer like you. Don't tell me because I didn't put 500 hours in goddamn The Witcher. You can't love the series. I have 140 hours, you got 30. That means I can't like it as much as you? Mm-hmm. I work 170 hours every 2 weeks. Times that times $44. You know what my salary is. But I work. This man saves people's lives every day. He's really important at his job. You think we supposed to take real life over the dumb stuff you say? When you try to insult people's integrity on Twitter? You don't even show your face. You don't even believe in the shit you speak. Now we don't do that. Centurion gets on his channel. First thing I said, you got to get on camera. Show people your emotions behind your conversations. They'll believe in you more. Ain't that what I told you, Centurion?
Yeah, you did. And speaking of which, there you go, Lemon.
Yeah, get rid of that. Yo, he had the biggest explosion distracted. Yo, it was. Yo, show it again. Show it again. Show it again.
I really tried to give it.
Yo, what? That looked like a condom for Godzilla.
Wow.
Hey, yo. Yeah, hey, no one needs to hear that. Rewind.
But no, I used to only do voiceover
like a condom
videos
for Godzilla.
Hey, yo.
Nah, but what I'm saying is, be the gamer you are. Stop trying to get in people's chats or spaces and discredit them like you doxing somebody. I live 181 Chester in Brooklyn. Pull up if you feeling froggy. Good luck.
They're gonna be leaping.
I
That's
don't
for
hide
sure.
where I'm at. I'm always outside. But you dudes on Twitter, you don't do that. Leave the real gamers alone. I am 52 years old. Gaming started with me. With me. Pong. Period. Commodore 64s. You don't even know what that is.
I had a Commodore 64.
They don't even, yo, scrub, they don't even. And then they say, why you think you know so much? Because I lived it. I lived through the crash of gaming. Y'all would never want that. These layoffs, if they necessary, let it happen.
Oh, wow. Look at Carlo. Super chat.
You know what? I'm gonna read that because that's dedicated to me. But now I'm ranting. But you know what? We're gonna go to bloody. Let me read this chat and we're gonna go to bloody. But just please accept people for who they are. Stop thinking because you and somebody chat, you get to determine who and how other people play games. If you play Call of Duty on your cell phone, you're a gamer to me. If you play the Nintendo Switch in your bed at night while your lady is asleep, you're a gamer to me. If you play solitaire on your PC you're a gamer to me. Gamers
It's too
is
much
gamers.
gatekeeping.
Right.
Yeah.
Y'all want to dictate and speak on how people should play games by your bullshit narrative. We ain't doing that. We're not doing that. If you get offended, don't come back. I appreciate all my subs. You don't have to be here. Not that anybody in the chat said nothing, but I'm just looking at Twitter and I'm voicing my energy here. Let me say this from my man, $5 super chat from Carlo. If you eat mustard on your pizza, your gaming can be questioned. I don't make the rules. Gaming started with Paul. Don't make me pull up that video. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
They was using sticks and stones when Paul
Nah, man, I was
started
like,
gaming.
y'all didn't have the giant stone tablets where you had a screen that was this size and you had the stone buttons to push.
Yo, listen, before they played that little that sandbag game on the ships when you go on a cruise, he was playing that with stones.
Oh no!
Isn't that the bright red
Red
thing with the 2 white knobs
Yes.
that you were able to make squiggly lines and had to shake it to clear the screen?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, you just lined Paul up. Yo,
It's-
anyway, listen, Bloody, touch on this Bethesda situation. What you think? Are you excited? And did you
Listen,
you know
nowadays, I don't know why people are. I was like, they have stated, and it's in their history. They support their titles. They make all sorts of content for them. They don't do a release and they're done. They're not a Naughty Dog, all right? They're not just gonna repackage the same game and say that, oh yeah, we upgraded it for you.
Right.
What did they do? We went from 1080p to 1085p. Yeah.
Facts.
How does that work? We don't know, but we did it, and you're gonna buy it.
Facts.
No, they don't do that. Bethesda has not done that in the past 20 years. They're not doing it. They're still not gonna do it. I was like, so these people who are out there saying, oh, the game's out, they're done with it. No. I was like, right now what they're trying to figure out is there's a lot of internal discussion on, do they need to make a separate internal team, one to focus on Elder Scrolls, one to focus on Fallout, and then have a small team that's going to keep taking care of Starfield. And right now there's also talks, and they
still got to start Skyrim.
Exactly. They still doing that. And here's also the fact that there's already early trademarks saying that there might be a Starfield sequel or something out. It's called like Starbound or something like that. And that's not a DLC. We know that Bethesda's always looking at more stuff than just the right here.
Nobody
right now.
gains run longer than Bethesda.
Exactly.
Nobody. So,
I was like, if that
to
was
hear
the case,
these bullshit people out here with their content,
the thing is,
Kick
if
rocks.
that was the
I mean,
No,
they
here's
games
the-
long
if
too now.
that was the case, if their games were not supported or craved for by the community, why is it that still, 20 years later, people still talking about Oblivion?
facts.
I was like, people are still playing modded Oblivion files on PC.
Before there was Game of Thrones, there was Oblivion and
Mm-hmm.
Skyrim.
Yeah, technically,
And really-
Bethesda helped create the mod community.
Exactly.
Lord, let's get that rewind sound. Let's go, Bloody. Get that rewind in here.
Run that
Speak
back
your
real
truth,
quick,
Centurion. What you said?
What? Bethesda helped actually create the modding community.
Facts.
And allowed
And
it to let it grow.
that extended from the
Facts.
original 2 Elder Scrolls that
Yes,
were PC.
yes,
only.
sir.
That was
Yes,
Daggerfall,
sir.
and that was Imperial City. I was like, then it really set a record when they went on the consoles with Elder Scrolls 3. I was like, people do not know their history, and they're talking straight out of their asses, and this is proving it. I was like, there has been no precedent that Bethesda has ever set.
I got to interrupt you.
I'm not sure that they will support it.
I got to interrupt you. We have a legend in the building from Ignorant Gamers. My little big brother, Mr. Snow Nasty. Welcome, my brother. Welcome. I ain't seen you in a minute. You know I love you. Always pick up that phone. It's my guy right there, man. Had to give you a personal shout out. It's my brother from another mother. Team Light Skin in the building. Facts. Good to see you, bro. Good to see you. Was you finished, Bloody? Because we got some more topics, bro.
Yeah, it just comes down to is that these people just don't know what they're talking about. I was like, there's nothing that's ever proved they're not like other studios. They support 17 different projects at the same time. There was going to be more content coming. I was like, people just want to get out there by having a quote unquote hot take. And the only thing that's hot about it is how trash it is.
Facts. Everybody trying to be first. First sometimes is the first loser. You see this wonderful. I'm sorry.
I see what I was gonna say. I see what I think it's Clowns 4GQ TV.
Yeah, that's Clowns.
Yeah, that's Clowns.
I see what he put, and that's what I say. Yeah, I do like. I'm saying that Bethesda helped nurture and grow the modding community into the mainstream thing that it is today.
Mainstream, right? Because there's always been a modded community, even with Flight Sim back in the days.
Well,
but
yeah,
we're talking
but
about mainstream.
Bethesda was the first developer,
and console.
The first big developer to literally say, "This is our game engine. Have access to it and show us what you got." And now we've got Fallout London. They've made expansions to Skyrim. I mean, like, dude, like the modding community.
The Mandalorian mod for Starfield?
I heard about that.
Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Can you put it on console?
Well, that's the thing. Is some of these are available on console. I was like, some of them are not.
Because Microsoft allowed that in Skyrim on 360. Do you remember that?
For them to be on console, they have to go through a vetting process. And I know that like PC, you can do whatever you want, but for it to end up on PC, console, it has to go through a vetting process.
Right, but it should, because PC
well, the thing about
the wild west
the reason, out there. Yeah, I think the reason that they're vetting it is because of the fact that right now with certain mods and modders, is that right now they're trying to make sure that people aren't saying, "Oh, this is what the mod is," and it's something entirely different. Especially on console, then we're trying to make sure that the files aren't going to crash or interfere with the console.
That's anything. They gotta do that.
Well, they also don't want somebody to create a backdoor into like the Xbox network or the PlayStation.
Exactly, and that's why.
Like ponies.
And that's why it's a little bit more. You mean the clownies? The ones who are okay with having their stuff stolen by 5 times?
Let me give some more credit to my boy Snow Nasty that none of y'all on this panel know. Listen, everybody listening. Everybody thought Graphic Guard made this. Graphic Guard has done 95% of my work. T-shirts, logos, even the logo that's embedded. That One-Away Dragons TV logo, that's my man Graphic Guard, the genius. That Not Like Us shirt, that's Graphic Guard. But the man that designed the Dragon's Den podcast layout is officially in the chat. He did all this. He sent it to me. Yes, I made the small little boxes. Had the green light, had to do the green screen behind them. But yes, my boy Snubs, I was about to say Scrub Nurse, Snow Nasty, he designed the Dragon's Den background that y'all see today. So just give my man a shout out in the chat, man. He's awesome. He's a big IT guy at my favorite store in New York. And if you know me, you know what my favorite store is. Don't make me go get them 25,000 bags I got packed up in the back. B&H. It's my brother, man. He made this show what it was. Motivated me. Him, hip-hop gamer. There was a reason I created a YouTube channel, so I always gotta give facts. You know what I'm saying? I always give back to my brothers, and he's my real life friend. Unlike some of you people. But he's my real life friend. We're gonna move into another topic, man. Now, this is a situation I was kind of disgusted. Do you remember when Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was announced on PlayStation, had the remastered, new graphics, sharper, more beautiful? Right. I bought it on PlayStation. Then it came out on Xbox, and I double dipped because I got all my 6-button controllers on Xbox. I officially got the new Hori Octa controller for Xbox and PlayStation. I bought 2 of them. They're only $54, $52.99, $54, $53 plus tax. SNK versus Capcom, the new Capcom Collector's Edition. The MT background work don't work on Xbox and backwards compatibility or Xbox X and S, right? Or OG Xbox. Xbox One. I'm debating to buy SNK versus Capcom on my Asus ROG Ally I just showed y'all X, because I mostly game on consoles. So I bought a 6-button controller. I said I'm gonna buy it on my PlayStation. It's only $20. I still didn't buy it because now Microsoft is working on a version that will work with their ecosystem. They're trying to revamp the backdoor situation so we get these games on Xbox, because people blame Capcom for this, and it's really a Microsoft problem. Centurion, are you a fan of SNK versus Capcom versus Capcom 2, The Punisher, X-Men, Children of Adam? Huh? X-Men versus Capcom? Talk to me. Was you willing to dip on Steam and PlayStation, or are you excited to hear that Xbox is working with Capcom to get these games to bring them over?
I'm excited to hear it. I will definitely say I missed those titles on the previous generations that they were on. I know a lot of them were on the Xbox 360. I didn't play any of them, and it would be a good opportunity for me to be able to experience these games, and that's why I was excited to hear that Xbox is working with Capcom on this issue. But also at the same time, I wasn't surprised. We've seen numerous instances where Microsoft will put out developers to help with issues when it comes to getting your game to work on the Xbox ecosystem. We saw that with Baldur's Gate. What is there? I know there's more of them, but there's games like Xbox has been known to help out when a developer runs into an issue like this.
One of the games was what's that 3-dimensional scroller RPG, The Ascent? They had a problem.
Okay.
Stalker 2, they had a problem.
Stalker 2.
What's the other Chernobyl game? Oh my God.
Gosh.
Damn, I hate that.
Chernobyl. They're Chernobyl Light.
No. Listen, there's another Chernobyl game. Damn. It has 3 games and it's hard as hell. Damn. It's in Russia too.
I think I know you're talking about, but I can't think of
the name. I know exactly. I beat 2 of them out the 3. Can't think of the damn name. Anyway, continue.
Metro?
The one that just Metro.
Exodus.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's it.
Thank you, Retro Doc. Metro. Yeah, Metro Exodus series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Continue, bro.
So no, I was just saying, but it didn't surprise me, and that's why I just think it's so funny, like, the fear mongering and the jumping to conclusions, like, Microsoft sucks, Xbox sucks, they don't know what they're doing, blah, blah, blah. I know a lot of people were very quick to blame Capcom. Capcom had
it wasn't Capcom.
I know, but obviously Capcom had a valid reason to say, hey, this is what happened, and everybody ran with it. But that's where I did laugh at, it's like, it should have been rather than saying Xbox sucks or Microsoft doesn't know what they're doing. It's more like, this is the issue, and can we expect Xbox to do what it's always done?
Right. Let's try to address it.
To fix it. And once again, Xbox does what Xbox does, and they see an issue, and they're going to address it.
Facts.
So, that's where. So that's where I'm.
Are you picking it up?
I'll pick it up. Yeah, I'm going to pick it up. I mean, I've heard a lot of people talking about it in DMs that I'm part of and people that I chat with. And it is something that I definitely want to check out. And, I will definitely say it. That's some of the titles that I missed during the Xbox 360 era. Cause I was working just as much as I am now, but now it's like, I've really kind of really learned how to balance being able to try out more games, and I can also afford more games. So this is a great opportunity, and I know this is a huge collection. Well, I also got my side thing going on.
No, me
now,
too.
So.
I got my club at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But I'm just everybody got some, but dudes act like, oh, your gaming score is like a 50 in the game. You don't play game. Yeah, you stay in your mom's basement. You don't get outside. I also travel the planet to bring content.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't talk about that. Oh, I didn't beat this game. Oh, Lemon didn't beat this game. Oh,
Yeah, it's a trip. Yeah,
Right.
I'm glad the games are coming out and eventually it'll be on because this is a game that is needed and a fighting game of these calibers to not be on all platforms or as many platforms as they can be would just be a shame.
Yes.
Since Marvel vs. Capcom and all of them first came out in the early 2000s,
Yep.
late
That's our
90s.
childhood, right? Our 20s.
Yeah. I tell folks all the time, I'm the button masher extraordinaire. I will whoop the mess out of you and not know how in the hell I did it, but I won. But that's one of those things I wouldn't take it to multiplayer, but those are the games that I would sit there, play through the story modes or just play versus the computer. Or what we would do is we was in college at the time and bunch of homeboys. We meet at one of my friend's house who was just able with his parents. They had a good amount of extra income that they spent on their child. So he had all the systems. So we would sit there and we would have tournaments. It'd be 6, 7 of us in one room. The winner, loser passed the stick. Y'all know how it go. And all day long, Capcom, Tekken, all those games, Street Fighters back in the day. Those fighting games. So a fighting game of this caliber to be able to do that, and especially if they're going to do it and remaster it, this is going to be something that's going to be big for Evo. Those games have always been big at Evo, but if you're going to redo it and have it available for these new consoles and these new systems, it's just a plus. And I'm glad Microsoft, because back in the day, especially at the times when Microsoft was saying we're not going to spend that much money in our Xbox division, this would easily be a game where they would say, you know what, we're not going to work with them, let it go, and that'll be an exclusive for somebody here or somebody there. But for them to spend the money, and they know, especially when Microsoft does not have a fighting game, so you need to be able to have all the third-party games on your system that you can have. I'm excited for it.
Well, look, people, I put on a classic in my background. I ain't got to cry for the game. Your boy let me get on speed dial, you heard? And when I switch my camera view, I'm going to pull back another one for y'all. I ain't got to cry for nothing. I just went on my current system so I can go online and do what it do. That's Marvel versus X-Men. Live. That's how we do it here.
Well, the nostalgia level that has me excited.
Clash of superheroes.
Is, like I've even caught myself going on Disney Plus watching X-Men '97.
Oh, like X-Men '97 was awesome.
Oh, X-Men '97 is awesome.
You know what's Centurion?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something you ain't know about me. When I get excited, I get moist.
Oh man.
Oh, here you go.
I was moist. Because first of all, that was way more vicious than anybody anticipated from Disney.
Oh yeah.
Like the Deadpool Wolverine. I'm not gonna talk about it. It was way gruesome.
I saw it yesterday.
More gruesome
than
any Deadpool ever. So go watch it. Shout out to Disney for growing up quick. Facts.
Oh, dude, I mean, I got excited. I remember I was surfing around on Disney Plus and I saw X-Men '97 and I clicked. I was like, what the hell is this? I clicked on it and then I realized what it was. I was like, oh my God, this is the X-Men I grew up on.
Oh yeah, '97 was awesome. I can't wait for next season. That's what we need. That's what we need to bring. You're gonna keep the folks that's been with your systems, been with these games for decades, and then you're gonna bring a new crowd of gamers into these games that never had a chance to put their hands on it. So I'm so glad that everybody will eventually had a chance to play these games. They're definitely worth it. I don't know how much it'll end up being as far as price wise, but I think it'll be worth it because these games were awesome games to play as part of your childhood or young adulthood, depending on how old or young you are. So yeah, I'm glad for it. Just going and just seeing the screen where you're going through and picking your fighters, that was just fun. The music was good. You had your all your different training arenas. They're great games. Great games.
All right, well, I'm very excited. I didn't want to double dip, so I'm going to wait to see the final result, what's going to happen. But I'm showing you another classic in the background, Marvel Superheroes. So I have the game. I just want it on my consoles of choice. I have it. You see it playing in the back. Marvel Superheroes. Facts. But you know, you want what you want, and we spoiled and we gamers. That's when people be talking about, like, yo, listen, don't. You might want to talk to somebody who really don't do this.
but I'm telling you right now, if they put this one back out, the original Marvel arcade game, and put it in Game Pass or resell it or have it set up since they're going through them other ones.
No, don't do
if
that.
they do that one, and you can still do your four player co-op.
No, you about to mute him. You
Oh
ain't
no,
you ain't gonna do that. Look at my man Wolverine on the screen. Marvel Superheroes.
I used to love playing that. You spend a whole roll of quarters, you and your buddies trying to beat that game in arcade,
and you still $20 short. Facts.
Yeah.
All right, listen, man. Now we about to get into the nitty gritty, man. We about to get into it's about to get grimy in here. Listen, man. I just said earlier we lived through the gaming crash, and it's good that they're revamping the community to go with the times. Because back in the days, the owners were stubborn. Oh, we're going to stick to our guns. That's why we got the crash. Sometimes you got to lay people off. Bungie laid off 200 possible people, 250 possible people, major people. Destiny 3 might be on the back burner, never being put out. Now I'm going to quote these great words from a PlayStation CEO because I'm petty like 50 Cent. And I think you should take your opinions and
shove it up your ass.
Shove it up your ass. Because we talk facts. Jim Ryan went on record to say the Bethesda acquisition was more profitable than Activision. And then we got some stats later too. But let's talk about this. Jim Ryan, you got to say things when you work for a company to save face. You don't believe the stuff you say.
Never has and never will.
Bungie was supposed to overlook all the other developers.
Factions? He did. No, I take that back. Let me stop you real quick. He did speak facts when he said if Microsoft and Xbox get Call of Duty, we wouldn't be able to finance our first party games. That was facts. That was facts.
That's why you're a panel member, bastard. Damn, that was vicious.
Hold on,
bloody.
It's true though. We got nothing to fund it. We're not getting any money.
I love speaking facts. I love it. And I'm on my BS right now.
He's on that bush.
I'm gonna say this. Bungie was hired to oversee your first party development for AAA games and multiplayer. Factions. We don't need that.
Yeah, they trashed Factions. They said that it wasn't a game. It wasn't. I think they even said it wasn't grindy enough.
Okay, hold on, Sint. This is where I'm going with this. You trash Spider-Man multiplayer. That looked fire. Didn't it?
Because it was direct opposition to your game, maybe.
So now I'm starting to think they spent $3.6 billion. Y'all got bamboozled. Because the Bethesda deal was 7.6. So you spent $3.6 billion for Destiny? Because they ain't made another game. And not only did they not make another game, listen to me, chat, let me rock. Not only did they not make another game, they goddamn eliminated the competition. Because that Spider-Man multiplayer, that trailer alone sold me. Huh? What we doing? Was factions bad, or was they competition for your ass? Huh? Was Spider-Man that good that you said, you know what, they're not gonna play our game if this drop? You had the lead. You had the pass. You had the mallet. Nope, we canceling both of those. But we're gonna approve phone stars. Bring it over. So I could chill with you, so I could take a bubble bath. Are you what? What? Come on, Centurion, talk to me. Did they get hired to secure an online successful division, or did they eliminate the competition?
They may have either eliminated the competition, or they just once again showed the incompetence that I feel exists over at Bungie. Like, I'm not, like,
Can I
I'm
chime
gonna
in
say it
real
right
quick?
now.
Can I put? I'm gonna add a little spice to that sauce.
Sure.
They went from Microsoft to Activision to Sony, and had problems with all three publishers. Who's the common denominator, and who you think is the problem? I want to hear that too.
Well,
go ahead.
I will say this: Activision.
No. Let him go.
I was gonna say no, but Activision was a problem at that time. I was like,
no. I want him to go, and we gonna get to you, and you can hold that thought.
So that's where I did a video on this. I think PlayStation's purchase of Bungie was a bad move, because why? We look at track records, like, at this point, it's kind of like, I hate to use this as a reference, but when you find yourself in a courtroom in front of the judge, that guy has it out in front of you, your entire track record. Is this your first offense, or is this by some chance a whole line of different offenses that have transpired over time?
You got to use the word. Are you a recidivist?
Right.
Are you a recidivist? Because it looks like it's a Bungie problem.
But no, let's look at it so everybody has always talked shit about 343 and Halo. They need to give it back to Bungie. Why do you want to give the game back to the guys that abandoned it?
Oh, wait a minute.
Give
me that rewind, bloody. Give me that rewind, bloody. I'm gonna need you to say that again.
Hang on, before he says it. We got to get everyone's attention. Guess what, everyone? Class is in session.
No, Bungie abandoned Halo. That the pure, pure
Wait a minute.
Story.
I'm gonna need a Funk Master Flex. I need you to rewind that again. I want y'all to listen to this chat. What you said, Centurion?
Bungie abandoned Halo.
Facts.
That's I'm like, so that's why whenever I hear 343, this, that, and the other, I'm like, well, anybody who wanted to continue working on Halo left Bungie and went to work for 343.
No.
It's not like
They left. Bungie left Microsoft and they went to work for Activision. And then what did they make?
Yeah. Well, they wanted to go independent and make a game make Destiny, but then they got in bed with Activision.
Yep.
And then
they didn't like the way they was fondled.
The hilarious.
They didn't like the way that they was diddied.
The hilarious part is, we all I remember some of the old stories and rumors we all used to hear about, Activision forced us to make the game grindy, or to throttle
Bobby
XP
Kotick
played
ain't
it too
shit.
much. But they had
He isn't shit, but
they had this whole thing of Activision made them do this, that, and the other.
Right.
And then after they separated from Activision, buying themselves out, well, we really want to stay independent this time. And then you find out that Destiny was just as grindy and had just the same. And then we also got into the concept of sunsetting games. I mean, sunsetting content.
Yep.
Which is like I've heard of developers just shutting down a game. You know, look at Ubisoft with The Crew. But here we are, like, oh, we want to keep the game going, but the DLC you bought, yeah, we're gonna take that out of there, and you no longer have access to it.
And then they said, and what did they say? They're like, we're gonna rotate the content. They're like, we're only gonna keep the most recent, and then maybe bring things in and out. And I'm just like, no. If I paid for something, I was like, what MMO out there, whenever you pay for an expansion, takes away your access to all the other expansions?
Well, that's what I always stood. I was like, so I've been playing Elder Scrolls Online since day one.
Oh,
I have all the expansions.
Oh,
I can go start a fresh character right now and replay all that content. Not one
Can't do
ounce.
it with Bungie.
But now that's where I wanted to talk about it. I was like, so that means some of the stuff I've dug into and read is that there's an issue with the game engine that Destiny is built on. And the bigger the file size, the more gigs that the game is, the bigger the game is, the more bugs occur and the optimization and everything else is affected of it. So they have to somehow control the size of the game. I've heard they fixed that now, which is why they said they're no longer going to sunset DLC. But the reason why they started doing this in the first place is because the engine.
You can't say sunset the DLC because most people don't know what that is. You got to explain that.
I'll tell you what. How about I'll explain it right now. Go watch the trailers for Destiny 2 and learn who Cade 6 was. And then go play the game and have fun at his statue because there is not 1 ounce of content in the game left for Cade 6.
Yo, hold on, man. Yo, hold on. This dude is a
they did my boy Nathan Fillion dirty like that. I'm agreeing with him. I was like,
he's a guest on the show. He's a guest on the show.
Oh, you can go. It's all good.
This is second time here. And this dude is on fire.
Well,
listen.
Can we get a round of applause for this man?
All the time. Let's go. Let's get a round of applause for this dude.
Well, Cade 6 sold the game. Cade 6 sold the game.
Exactly.
Like, he was that dude that was quirky, petting the chicken, selling the damn game. Cade 6 is what made Destiny 2 look fun, and now Cade 6 is not even in the game. They killed him off, and that's not the point. He doesn't even have anything to do with the game anymore than a statue, when literally the first 2 years of that game revolved around Cade 6.
Yes, he was the face of the game. I was like, and y'all know
commercials.
I was like, I have 1,500 hours in the first game. I put 300 hours in the second game. So I was that dude with that game. I went through the betas.
You put 15 hours in the first game.
No,
the
I said
first game didn't have.
I have 1,500.
Hardly have anything in it.
I grinded a lot of shit and did all
you went back and forth on the same mission.
Yes,
for
I
the
did.
first 2 years.
Yes, I did. 3 years. 3 years. I was like, I did it. I was like, and I put 300 hours in Destiny 2 for the first couple months. I was like, but after like 3-4 months, I was like, I can't do this anymore.
What was the Destiny expansion where they brought back the moon, like the moon? Was it that Moonfall or something?
I think, or Lightfall. I think it was Lightfall.
No, I think. Well, at any rate, it was.
And when they brought back the moon,
where they brought back the moon. Because I see somebody in the chat. I was like, I have no idea if Cade 6 is in the final shape because I haven't played since that DLC. Because when I found out they took away the Curse of Osiris, Forsaken, all like even the original storyline from when the game Destiny 2 first came out, the Red War or whatever it's called.
Yeah, the Red War.
They took all that out, and that as soon as I found out they were doing that, I was like, I'm done. I'm out, hanging it up.
Yeah,
I bought the $100 edition of Destiny 2, and then when I realized I could buy this set of DLC, but not go back and play this set of DLC, I was like, well, what I'm supposed to do now? And then most of folks are so far ahead of you. Any game that you start off brand new and they start you at level 750 instead of like 1 like every other game, that's already giving you a hint that something's going on.
Exactly.
Dude, their character onboarding process is so broken.
It's trash. It's horrible.
And you know what? Centurion brings on the good point is that a lot of the story beats that are in this later DLC references everything that happened in the first couple DLCs, and you don't know the story.
Yeah.
So what's the point? And yes, back from the dead is the one who kind of kept me up to date. He played Final Shape. He said that they brought back or revived Cade 6 in some way for this final DLC and stuff like that. And I'm just like, okay. I was like, y'all were making a big point on killing him off and everything else here, and then that was the whole driving force for every story bit for the past, 4 expansions or whatever. I'm just like, that makes no sense. But I'm right there with you, Centurion. I was like, Cade Six was my favorite character. One, I love Nathan Fillion. He's a hilarious actor. I was like, he did a great job as the character, and as someone who was who was a primarily hunter player, I was like, that was, my teacher. I was like, so when they got rid of him the way that they did, I'm just like, I'm kind of good. I'm good.
Look at Lim. But yeah, so like the whole Bungie thing, the layoffs, I'm just saying, like, Sony, I think Sony realizes they got a bad deal out of Bungie.
No. It's not a bad deal. They got goddamn bamboozled.
Well,
First of all,
they got bamboozled.
Hold on. Let me talk facts here. Hold on.
Y'all all wrong. But I'll say it when I get to my part.
I want you to. That's why your opinion matters. They did not pay for Bungie. They put up stocks. They put up cash. They put up equity because they didn't have $3.6 billion. They got these dudes on
They subscribe to their OnlyFans
payment plan.
So I guess, like, at least when it comes down to it, like, I'm pretty sure there is value to Bungie. There is a lot of talent there. There is people that understand how to craft multiplayer games, which is something that PlayStation is uber focused on right now. I have been warning people for almost 2 years now that we are going to see about to see a time period with PlayStation where there is going to be a major focus on multiplayer games and games as a service, because they realize that Xbox has already done this. Xbox has got ABK, which basically give them Call of Duty, and they realize they lean too hard on Call of Duty, and they don't have any service games whatsoever that really set themselves apart from their competitors. And, like, you know what? I really wish they'd even bring that back. I remember
SOCOM is a third-person shooter.
It's dead.
No, it is, but I'm just saying you do have IP. You got
you have IP. Well, if you have Resistance, yes.
You choosing not to.
You have Resistance. You have Killzone. We could definitely talk about all the stuff that they are not taking advantage of.
Dude, they have so many, and not even that, they have classic, like, you gotta remember, PlayStation was a home of platformers. They had the Jak and Daxter series. I was like, they had the Sly Cooper series. They have so many classic IPs that people have been wanting for them to bring back, but they're not doing anything with.
It's not shooter. Here's the problem. Here's the whole problem with Bungie and PlayStation.
They have Resistance.
PlayStation and Sony subscribe to Bungie's OnlyFans. So for amount of money, you get to look at the pictures and the content.
Look at Master Cheeks.
Yeah, you get to look at the content that everybody else gets to look at. And PlayStation was paying for it, acting like I'm the only one that gets to see it when millions of other folks get to see it just as well. But the problem wasn't Bungie. The problem was PlayStation letting Bungie take control and have decision making for your company. You let another company, one quote that you do not own, you just have access to. You do not straight up own this company, change how you do everything with your multiplayer because they had Destiny. First of all, if you wanted something and all these games as a services to compete with a Call of Duty or any other games as a service, why would you use Destiny as your model or somebody who's doing it?
Yo, Scrub, let me ask you a question.
What's up?
Let's keep it simple. I got a new batch of cigars, people, but let's keep it simple, right? We're going to keep it simple. When you buy a used car, just go for the chat. Can the previous owner tell you how to design it, change it, put music in it, drive it?
Nope.
Destiny came into the Sony deal and said, we want to stay independent. You're going to pay this money. We're going to stay independent. We're going to put games where we want to put it. And they were so desperate, they said, okay, yeah.
Can we get an extra skin for your when you put the game out?
Right.
Can we get early access?
They were so desperate because first of all, Microsoft are the innovators of consoles for making games, DLC, making money after the game life has exhausted, right? Sony has never been that. They've never been that. They had SOCOM doing that, right? They killed that. Resistance,
So what you're telling me?
Hold on, let me
what
finish. Resistance was a good single player. Multiplayer people dabbled. Factions, peak moment, 2,000 people. They dabbled. Because I was one of those 2,000 people. I love Factions. But Factions was a hardcore game. You had to craft the grenades. You had to actually know how to shoot. It was hardcore. 2,000 people in the peak per month. I see, yo, why people on Twitter bragging about Factions? Where was all this energy when the game was out on the first one? 2,000 people, concurrent users. All I'm gonna say is, a lot of things is cap. A lot of things is BS. Sony killed off Killzone, the Halo killer. Do you remember the advertisements?
Yep.
They put Halo name into it. The Halo killer. Halo
hilarious.
selling 20 million. Y'all sold 500,000. They sold 21,000 in the mobile version for PSP. Right? Then we get the PS3 version. It's 1080p. Or was that the PS4 version? Could have been PS4.
Yep.
It was 720p.
Don't forget they had two Halo killers. They also had Haze.
Haze. We ain't gonna do that. And he had a Halo style helmet. Ooh.
Yep.
This is their problem. Sony. I'm gonna break it down some real history stuff. Sony, when Xbox said they was coming out with the OG Xbox, we're gonna have a system that has RJ45 cable. And for those that don't know what that is, it's called Ethernet. Okay? It's called RJ45 cable. We're gonna have a system that can go online and play and have voice chat. The president in Japan for Sony said if they bring out a system, this was in Game Fan magazine, EGM magazine, if they bring out a system that could do what they say, I'll eat my underwears. Somebody get him some A1 steak sauce.
Whoop.
What happened to that dude? They have no vision. So at the end of the day, man, listen. We right. We are definitely right, bro. All of us are right. We right. Anybody else got any comments on this Bungie situation before we move on? Because we got two more topics.
I got one.
And then
I was like, what happened? What happened was, I am breathing.
No,
all I was trying to say was Sony thought that Street Corner Kelly was a Dimebag Danielle, and they got played.
Y'all see that Marvel superheroes in the back? Put some respect on my name. Now we gotta move on, man. We gotta move on. And I'm gonna talk about some I'm gonna talk about some stuff before we get out of here that I'm bringing to the channel, and I want y'all to pay attention. Let me do this. Let's do Gamescom predictions. Now, this is why I made this a topic. And all of us, I'm gonna start off with the guests, but Gamescom is, I hear people 50 plus games. It's not 50 plus Microsoft games. We ain't gonna do that. It's 50 games, partner deals, everything under the sun. But Gamescom, which I'm trying to go next year, and I got to talk to my boy Gaz, and Animated Evil.
Love to go.
I'm trying to get a situation where when I get the information, financials, bro, I'll hit you up. Me and Hoggeet, shout out to Hoggeet who was in the chat. And Hoggeet, you never need an invite here. If you say, yo, Lemon, let me pop in, you good. I meant to say that earlier.
Love that man.
This situation here, man, I want to get your Gamescom thoughts, but I want to keep people in a real perspective. Gamescom, in the history of Xbox being there, has never been a situation where they announced new stuff. I didn't say it couldn't happen. It's usually an extension of what happens in the United States. So, Centurion, do you think this is the first year they bring something new to the table with all these acquisitions they had? Do you think we will see something we haven't seen at the current shows or the showcase for Xbox? Talk to me, brother, or any opinion you got.
The only thing that they could do, at least in my mind, what makes sense, because you actually, I mean, holy cow, like, I'm not the only person that thinks that, but I have never, in all the years of keeping up with all the shows and stuff, has been like, oh man, I really wish I watched Gamescom live. It's always been like, well, I'm glad I read the article or I watched a video on a replay on it.
But you got to remember, you got to remember.
I didn't waste hours of my life watching it.
That's a different region of the world. What's new to us is not new to them.
Well, actually, if we really think about it, Gamescom dwarfed E3.
Wait, no,
with the
no,
amount,
whoa.
with the amount of people that
wait.
In Europe.
No. It's not about Europe. Hold on. I had this conversation and somebody said that to me. I said, you know why Gamescom was bigger than E3? Because back in 2016, 15, and 14, and below that, E3 was only industry.
Yes.
They opened up E3 when I couldn't go in 2017 for the first time to the public. There's more developers at E3 than Gamescom. There's more pedestrians and consumers and gamers at Gamescom because it was always open to the public. But there was never more games and publishers. So we have to clarify that because people be like, yeah, it's bigger. No, it's really not. I mean, for the community, but you see less stuff. So let's keep it in perspective. You get what I'm saying, I'm just saying.
I get what you're saying, but for me,
just be like,
for me, it's like, and I hate saying it like this, but E3 was a bunch of industry bigwigs and developers and publishers all
not
coming
18
together.
And 19.
Well, I'm just saying, like back in its inception, in its early years.
Yes.
Basically,
Facts.
like I'm not trying to be mean in what I'm saying, but
no,
it was a reason for everybody to come together and stroke their ego and show their show the tech they're working on.
Yes.
And now we have GDC for that. And so that's where, like, let's face it, video games has taken an art form and a stage where now there is more money in video games than there is in movies and television combined.
$1 trillion a year.
Exactly.
Biggest entertainment entity on the planet. Preach. Keep talking.
So that's where I'm saying I feel like maybe Gamescom did it right because they realized that the consumer is the one that they need to focus on, because the consumer at the end of the day are the ones that are going to be buying these products, wanting to know more about these products. Hell, for God's sakes, there's people running around with some of their favorite video games tattooed on themselves. So that's where the consumers...
I got one tattooed on me.
Well, I'm just saying...
I got BioShock right here.
That's what I'm saying. He's got BioShock. There was a guy that came into my job the other day that had Pac-Man tattooed on him. I'm just saying that, you know, like there's people out there that really live and breathe the culture of gaming.
Yep.
And that's the thing.
Facts.
The culture of gaming used to be very taboo. Like, oh my God, you play video games.
You're a nerd. You're a fucking
immature
weirdo.
child.
Right.
You're a child. Like, you immature child.
Right. Grow up.
Now, that was the same. That was the same thing with anime. Look at how big it is now.
Exactly.
Well,
and that's
I can't really co-sign that.
Anime is pretty big, though.
Anime was big when I was young. I can't. Yo, bloody. You seen my anime collection? You didn't even know half those movies.
I know what, but it was still not.
There's just more shows. I don't think it's bigger. It's just more shows.
It is now. No, it is more. It is more widely.
Social media is more out there, but technically, that was a huge scene. My Iron Lord brothers will tell you.
I was like,
I was watching Dragon Ball. Japanese
day one.
I remember it still didn't. It was still not predominant in pop culture and media as it is now. I was like, the way
because it's social media now.
But the fact that the people who grew up with that when it was becoming a big thing in the late 90s and early aughts, like me, who grew up with it, is that those are the people who are now in these positions, the same positions that we are.
We've been watching since the 80s.
Hold on, no, bloody! I'm about to kill you real quick. I'm about to kill you. I'm about to assassinate my little brother. Hold on. No, hold on. They just put Elder Scrolls back in the movie theaters. Are you serious? They just put Elder Scrolls back in the movie theaters. You know when I was watching Elder Scrolls, you was like 6.
Elder Scrolls?
They just put it back in the movie theaters. Akira, 20th anniversary edition.
That is not Elder Scrolls.
No, hold on. I said Elder Scrolls.
You said Elder Scrolls.
Hold on, listen to me. Elder Scrolls, they did
You
it
mean
this
Ninja
year.
Scrolls?
No, excuse me. Ninja Scrolls, my bad.
I was about to say,
Hold on. Yeah, hold on.
You cut your card.
No. Hold on. Ninja Scrolls, not Elder Scrolls. We just talked about Bethesda, my bad. Ninja Scrolls, they just put back in the movie theater.
I know they put it back in the movie.
Okay.
Same as with the fact that they're doing
But
Evangelion
Akira,
1.0 plus 3.0 and Akira.
anniversary, right?
Yes.
Which is about 7 years ago, the biggest selling Blu-ray seller. Huh?
I know Akira was
So
the biggest selling
we can't
Blu-ray
say it was
seller.
niche. What it is social media put things in front of everybody's face. Whereas,
But now
we've
it is.
been
But
doing that.
20 years ago it was not. 20 years ago it was not. I was like the
How
three
you
biggest
know?
anime. Because I was alive during that time.
You was alive, but you wasn't buying shit.
The 3 biggest animes that people knew was Dragon Ball, Pokemon, and
No,
Sailor Moon.
Pokemon wasn't even included with that. No.
Yes, it was.
No, it was
Those
not.
Those were the ones in
Yo,
the early 2000s. that helped me
In the whole 80s.
No.
You're skipping the whole 80s.
I know all about the 80s. I know
not.
about Robotech.
How
I know
old was you
about
in
Lacrosse.
80?
I know about
In
Gundam.
1980,
I know
how
all
old was
that.
you?
They were not the ones that brought it, that made
This
it
dude.
popular in the West.
Nah,
that made
bullshit.
it become.
Trigon.
How you gonna tell me about my
the
childhood?
Loop on the third.
Gundam.
I know.
How you
I was
gonna
like, Big
tell
O,
me-
come on, Batman with a mech. I know all that.
Whoa,
I
hold
am
on.
not
Whoa,
stupid.
Okay, hold on. In
So we're saying
86,
it was
Vampire
big
Hunter
before
D in
then.
that shit.
86, how old was you?
What about Blood Plus T?
Hold on,
I
you're
was
not
like, no
answering
one-
the question. How old was you in 86?
I wasn't even a sperm in my
That's
daddy's
what
nutsack.
we're
There you
talking
go.
about.
Exactly.
That's
And
what
I'm
we're
telling
talking
you,
about.
it was lit
Say I was
then.
But
maybe a
again,
few days.
No,
the
you can't
mindset
take
for
your
people who like
your
anime was the
pre-cum
same with
age
gaming.
and try to tell older dudes what was popping before you was born. You can't do
I
that.
did not say that. I'm saying that the mindset for people who liked anime back then was the same with those who were into
Really?
gaming.
How would you
it was
know he
treated-
wasn't alive, motherfucker?
So you're telling me that you
Yo, I'm
importing
telling
stuff
you.
from Japan
Yo.
was
That-
they did
that
not
was
say that you
more-
were a weirdo.
That
Yo,
was more
listen.
accepted than video games.
Yes.
But you know why?
That's what I'm
Because
trying to
you know
tell
why?
you.
It was because anime TV shows were on Saturday and regular TV.
You preach.
You watched it
Tell
on
'em.
TV, so it was more acceptable because you could see it on TV and your friends could talk about their favorite show
Facts.
that just happened on Robotech or whatever because it was on TV. Video games was niche because you had to be at your
Yo,
house
Scrub.
by yourself. You had to buy it and play it, and there was no
Yo, Scrub, let me
else
rock this
around.
dude to
So
sleep
you
real
had
quick.
so you had to find somebody else who played the same games you were to have a connection, because there was no other way to find a connection for a video
Facts.
gamer back then unless you went to the store or you just somebody
Listen,
started
chat, this is
talking
what we
about it,
do.
you overheard it, and then you made a community.
But hold on, let me really rock your world, homie.
Thank you, Emmanuel.
Hold on, no, hold on. I'm gonna rock your world, youngin. We was popping on Japanese anime since Speed Racer. Fuck is you talking about? That's from the 60s.
That's true.
I know
but,
about
yeah.
Speed Racer. If you really want to go
No,
old
no,
school,
no,
talk
no,
about
hold
Doraemon.
on.
No. Talk about
Hold on.
Doraemon. Do you know
Listen.
about Doraemon?
Yes, and I know about Gotcha Man,
Astro
motherfucker,
Boy.
before it was called G-Force. Watch your mouth.
And same with Astrobot. Come on
yes,
now.
Astrobot, right. So you wasn't even born.
But doesn't mean that I don't know my
but
history.
no, it's not that you don't know your
We're
history.
not saying you don't
what
know
you
your
don't
history.
know is how popping it was because you
It
wasn't
was more
alive.
popular. It was more popular than video
than
games.
goddamn Tom and Jerry. Speed Racer was #1 for years on TV when we was 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Facts. You don't know that because you wasn't alive. So stop telling me like you an anime dude because I got shit in there you didn't even watch yet. You don't know nothing about the Legend of
Emmanuel,
Overfiend,
yes,
you heard?
arcades were a thing.
What?
We're not
You don't
saying
know nothing
arcades
about that
weren't a
series.
thing.
You don't know about Red Hawk, huh?
What, Red Hawk?
Yo, bro.
Where did I
got
start?
Yo, listen. Yo, listen, I got anime
This
on
happened,
DVDs
Centurion. It's not
that
you.
you
It
don't
happens
even
on-
know. Yo, listen. First of all, I always give you your props for Japan information. You listen, but don't talk about shit what we experienced that you don't know. Don't say it didn't get popular till you don't know that because you wasn't alive. Please don't do that. Facts. And this is not a discredit to you. You're just younger than us. Speed Racer was on every fucking channel.
I know Speed Racer was on every channel.
No, but you wasn't alive to know that. You know
to be fair, I was
after
like,
the fact, but you don't know the experience. You don't know the experience because you didn't experience it.
Hanna-Barbera for the
No,
longest
but that's
time.
not the point. You was not alive to experience it. You know of it, but you didn't experience it. So you don't know when we went to school what we talked about because you wasn't alive. I don't want to hear that shit. Just say, okay, you're right, because you wasn't alive. I can't talk about shit that happened in the 50s. I wasn't born then. But in the 70s, the late 70s into 80s, we knew it was popping. And I'm telling you, you got two dudes telling you that shit was lit. Because when I saw Speed Racer, they was shooting people with Tommy guns and you saw no blood. And then when I got older and bought the uncut versions, you saw the raw dog. He was shooting
You right,
people.
Snow Nasty. You right.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
Snow Nasty got a good point in the chat.
What'd he say?
Mm-hmm.
Facts. Facts. So that's what I'm saying. But you can't think because you think you know everything about Japan, you know everything. You don't because you didn't live it. Sorry. I'm sorry. I can't. If you live something where you come from, I can't tell you, no, you wrong because you didn't live it, bro. In those days, that's what we talked about. Speed Racer and goddamn Gotcha Man was everything. And then it turned into G-Force. Voltron.
Yeah.
The first Voltron.
The original.
Silverhawks. Did you watch Silverhawks? Nope, because it came out before you was born.
Fist of North Star.
After.
That's why when y'all talk about Robotech, I was like, no, remember, the original version is Macross. I was like,
facts.
it was called Robotech when
But
they
you
brought it to the West.
Learn it. We lived it. There's a difference. You had to learn it. We lived it.
Listen, I was like, y'all importing was the same thing that we had to do with having to watch.
You wasn't born.
When I was growing up with it, I was like, we were having to go to YouTube and find 24p videos in 3 parts just to find a single episode of a show. I was like, I had to go through so many LimeWire files to find a lot of those old shows.
I'm gonna give you an example.
What year was this?
I'm gonna give you an example.
I grew up
in
the early 90s.
You talking about
Well, because I was gonna say I was like 17 years. I was 17 years old, which would have been like 2003. And I remember going to a house party where everybody's like getting drinking, and they're all sitting on the couch watching Dragon Ball Z and Vampire Hunter D.
Yeah,
Vampire Hunter
I was like,
D.
exactly.
Another classic.
I was like that. I was like, then you had Blood Plus and Blood C and all those other classic series during that Rosario plus Vampire.
All that shit is in that movie room that you was here to witness. All of it.
I know.
Okay then. So you know I
What
know
I'm
my
saying
history.
is that
Come
we
on,
bro. Hang on. What I'm saying is that we have similar history, but just two different ways that we experienced it.
Facts. This dude wasn't even born when that shit was popping. Come on. Hey, listen.
Did I say I was?
First of all,
no.
I'm not. Hold on. I'm not in here to discredit you, but I'm telling you, don't tell us about our childhood. Don't do that.
Okay.
Don't do that
and
because
then again,
you
I was
think
like,
you
just
some
like
Japanese
how we, I was
fucking
like,
corner store. Don't do that.
Y'all are also in a different. Y'all were in the metro.
Hey,
I was like,
then.
well,
So
y'all get a lot more.
Sometimes you need to say, y'all right.
No, I live in Louisiana. I live in Louisiana and have that same story.
I'm in the middle of Texas, right? I was like, so we deep in the South. We know how things are treated down here.
And I'm not discrediting you, but what you do is you think you know so much about Japan. It's like fuck
and
what
you know
we
what?
dealt
Hang
with.
on. I'll admit when I'm wrong.
That.
I'm saying that we had two different experiences growing up on how we got it. But
I'm
I'm saying, but what I was talking about was the social
experiences. When it come to me, yeah. But when you was born, I had the same experience as you, motherfucker, because I lived through it. You didn't live through mine.
But you was also an adult at the time. I was like, it was different because of social stigma and how they treated kids at the time.
Right.
But that's what I'm saying is that from where I was and how we were viewed as kids, and especially as people who were, or as someone who's a fan of that, to how it is now, it's completely different because it is now more popular and accepted in social and in media and in pop culture than it was 20 years ago.
No,
That's what I
you
was
can't
trying to
say
get
that.
at.
No, that's not true.
From what I've seen and what
No,
I've
but that's not true.
experienced.
But that's not true, bro. Not true. They made more money back then because you really had to go out there and get it. Now it's like in your lap, and then it's selective. It's not like, bro, it's not like that. But listen, we got to move on, man. We got to move on. So anybody got any else Gamescom predictions before we move on?
Real quick, because I didn't mean to start at that. I'll just end with, we're probably going to see Xbox talk about what's going on with Activision, maybe, and we'll just leave it at that.
All right, we're going to leave it at that.
We
We're
might
going to leave it
get
at that, man.
Or I say the biggest thing we might
Game
get
Pass
would probably be the date that we're going to get. Like, I don't think we have a date yet for Indiana Jones, correct?
Nope, we don't have a date.
No.
So that's
We
why
just
I'm
know
saying,
that's
I
coming
think
out
that's
fall.
I think that's the biggest thing we could get right now at Gamescom is the release date for Indiana Jones.
And some Activision Game Pass drops. Like this
Exactly.
game is coming to Game Pass on this Call of Duty game is coming on this day or that day. I believe that's
Yo,
the only
listen.
thing I got.
I'm gonna say this, man. Yo, bloody, it's never no discredit to you, and I know you're the Japanese. Hold on, you're the Japanese connoisseur. But when something's before your time, you need to put respect on people's name. No. You try to tell us, but it wasn't like that. You don't know that. You wasn't alive. You were still trying to get out your father's nuts. You was still looking for the exit.
I was trying for 7 years.
Yo, you was pushing people out the way to get to the front of the line. Don't do
I was
that.
throwing elbows with all my brothers and sisters.
Don't do that. I'm just saying.
No,
just
I know.
sometimes you gotta
Hey.
take a backseat and just listen. I'm telling you, yo, listen. Speed Racer hit mainstream American platform. Facts.
No, I know. I was like, I
That
grew up
was
watching
the
Speed
social
Racer.
media back then.
Akira.
Akira. Yo, listen.
Evangelion.
Yo, listen.
Yes.
Listen.
Ghost in the Shell.
Guyver.
Ghost in the Shell.
The
Big
Guyver.
O. Guyver.
Come
I was
on,
like,
bro. Listen.
I was like, I know.
Before,
I was like, I get
before
it.
you was into Japanese games, I was into that years. I beat Arthur Lad 1 and 2 on PlayStation 1. Japanese. Facts.
Well, not
Come
to
on.
sound crazy, but it was I mean, that's like what made Power Rangers so successful is they took content
take
from the
from
Asian
Super
market
Sentai.
Right.
Yeah,
and
took it from
they
Super
went over
Sentai.
and that's where people
Right.
were actually into that so much
That's a
that they
fact.
were just like, all right, this is what I'm watching.
Facts.
Yeah,
So
I
that's
was
what I'm
like
telling you.
when
Sometimes when
Mighty
you-
Morphin came out in '91, I was like they used the stock footage from the fights from
Yep.
the Gyo Rangers, the Super
Yep.
Sentai Gyo Rangers, that's what it's called, in Japan.
That's
to
like
make
you
it.
telling me about the original Godzilla. Are you dumb? I was like,
Listen,
You can't
listen.
talk to me
Unless
about
we were both born back in the 50s and 60s when that originally
but
came
I
out. No.
watched that shit when I was like 5.
Yes, and I told you too.
And
I
I'm
was
a
like my
Godzilla
dad
crazy nut
yes.
till today. Dudes
And I
can't tell
told
me
you that
about Godzilla.
my dad had all the old Godzilla VHSs. I
Right,
was like,
me
he even
too.
had some that were hard.
Me
I was
too.
like, so I know. I was like, but yes.
Right.
I was like, I'm not
that's what I'm
discrediting
saying
your
about
history.
anime.
I'm never
Same
discrediting
shit.
your history.
No, but that's
I was
what
like,
I'm
you
saying
know, I've
about
never taken one.
anime, bro. It been blown up since Speed Racer, and that was made in the 60s. And I was a late bloomer because I was born in 72. That's what I'm telling you. And ever since then, it's been a phenomenon for my age group. That's what I'm telling you. You can't tell me about anime because we grew up on that.
Dude, no,
It's
I
like
get that. I was
watching-
like,
it's
but
like,
here,
look, when you
but
watch
the
the
only
Channel
thing that
5 karate movies, right? Wu-Tang, right? Wu-Tang, all them dudes is my age. The Channel 5, they all talk about Channel 5. That's how we grew up in New York, right? And they based their whole rap career off of that. But those movies
Yeah,
are
the
from
old Shaolin films, yeah.
But they from the 60s. Those wasn't... We was older kids in 78, 79. Those movies,
But-
the 5 Deadly Venoms, the Bruce Lee movies, the last Enter the Dragon, that was made in 72.
Yeah.
I was born that year. I own it. I'm giving you numbers. I'm not talking because I'm right. No, I'm giving you numbers. I was born then. I was born in 72. Enter the Dragon
You know you
was
want to
made
say The
in
Last
72.
Dragon with Bruce Leroy.
Right.
But see, like I said,
Oh,
but the
yeah,
only
but
reason I'm
that's
saying
the
that
80s, though.
because
That's
where
the
I
80s.
But the reason I'm saying is that where I grew up, right? I was
Right.
like, all I'm saying is that where I grew up,
Uh-huh.
my mom, my dad, they barely knew Speed Racer. Like when I was growing up,
But
when I was watching
y'all,
things like
y'all states really didn't promote that.
Yes, but no. But I'm saying is that when I grew up,
Mm-hmm.
Pokemon was the first anime that they really
But
knew
that was
because
that was late, dude.
again, I was young. I was like, here's the thing: is that blew
You
up
was a
because
baby.
yes. Again, I never said anything. I'm saying that the way that that anime really popped off in the West when I grew up was because of Pokemon and because of Dragon Ball Z. That's what I grew up with. Same with Yu-Gi-Oh! And then it grew into Sailor Moon and a lot of those classic early like late night animes like he mentioned, Trigun, Cowboy Bebop, Big O, Evangelion, Ghost in the Shell. I know all of those. Hellsing, remember Hellsing original before Hellsing Ultimate later came on. I know all of those because those were only coming out at night, but those came in the early 2000s. But the ones that a lot of people knew of because of kids my age at that time was Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pokemon, Dragon Ball, and Sailor Moon.
Late bloomer. What you saying is late blooming stuff. But listen, we got to move.
For his age
group. Right, for his age group. Right.
That was the first time that my parents and a lot of like my uncles and everyone around knew what anime was because of kids my age with those series. That's what I'm saying. Is that it was different. It was different for how I grew up.
That's what I try to explain to you. So when I tell you something, don't tell me no. You can't say no, bro. I'll give you respect for your age time because your age time, it was my time too because I've been there. You are new to that age time because we've been there. We've been there from the beginning, like I told you. Anyway, we got to move on. We got 2 more topics, man. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday.
Can we give it up to Scrub and Lem though? I was like, even when we disagree, I was like, we always got love.
No, we're not disagreeing. It's just a different age.
Exactly.
You
but
definitely are the
Japanese
Japanese cornerstone on the channel, bro. You and your lady.
Right.
I'm not taking, but you can't take nothing away from where it started. You can't.
I was like, and I don't.
You wasn't born.
I got you.
I don't. You know. All right. Listen. PlayStation Extra lost 50% of its players. Same month, Xbox Game Pass added Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Now, listen, we're going to start off with you, Centurion. Listen, man. Welcome to the show once again, brother. It's a pleasure to have you. Your energy is up. Your energy is up, and you got that Godzilla condom out your face. Facts.
Well, my wife did bring me a cup of coffee.
Nah.
Hey,
but,
make sure it's nuclear resistant because that should be radioactive.
Now listen. Goddamn bloody. But I'm gonna say this. Shout out to the chat, man. Y'all been awesome all goddamn night. We got one more topic left after this, but they kind of coincide with each other. So now, this is not good because first of all, I'm a PlayStation. What's the regular version called? Plus?
PlayStation Plus. Like there's like PlayStation
Just to
Plus,
play
Extra.
Essentials. I thought it was Essentials. I
They
thought that was
lost
the basic.
50% of Essentials and Extra. Now, in 1 month, but in the same month, they announced Call of Duty on Xbox. Now, we know the lead platform game on PlayStation. There's never a PlayStation game because they don't have no multiplayer games in that aspect. But this is really, I think, a result of the ABK deal. Because let me tell you why. I usually spend $109 plus tax to get the ultimate version of Call of Duty. As does my brother over here, pew, pew, pew leader, Scrubners. We are Call of Duty dudes. And we play all the time, put time in, always putting up clips. But this is what's crazy. You can be a Game Pass member, spend $30, and get the same version me and this man invest in all the time. Now, we Game Pass Ultimate dudes. We happy about that. But I think the news is spreading way wider than what is perceived. So, Centurion, talk to me. 50% down from Essentials is crazy and extra. What did you think, man? Because you know,
What did I
heard,
think?
hold on, I heard from IGN that Game Pass is not sustainable. That's what I heard from people who are not accountants. But the other services look like they struggling. So I need your opinion, brother. I need your opinion. Talk to me.
One big fact is you can't spell ignorant without IGN.
Ha!
Exactly.
Got him.
So,
For sure.
but all right, I say we have a culmination of different things going on, but I have to say that yes, ABK definitely has people's attentions on Xbox and the Game Pass service. Let's look at it like so from this perspective, at least. Let's start here. PlayStation Extra, PlayStation Plus, the two tiers that really had a lot of drop off. There's always games going in and out of the service. There's no day and date. And I would definitely say, no matter what you hear people want to say, unless for whatever reason you're worried about some other company's bottom line, where unless you're an executive on the board, I don't think you should ever be worried about a company's bottom line. And that's where, like, so they don't put their games in day and date. I've heard some people try to use the excuse of like, oh, well, PlayStation games have more quality. Bullshit. You know, quality is a subjective thing. We've seen bad games come out of PlayStation. We've seen good games come out of Xbox when it comes to quality. So people are taking a real good hard look at the value that PlayStation presents and Game Pass presents. Now, one thing that I would definitely say that really shot Sony in the foot was the month that Xbox adds Call of Duty, Grand Theft Auto was also leaving the PlayStation service. Mm-hmm. So you did have a large demographic of players that are like, all right, Call of Duty, Grand Theft Auto is gone, huge multiplayer game is gone. You know, they pretty much got out. But now that at the same time Xbox adds Call of Duty, and that definitely got a lot of people's attention. Even in my world, so in my professional life, I'm essentially like the operations manager for a small business, and I have to do a lot of ordering. And one of the guys that I called to do an order actually knows I do YouTube, knows I do Xbox content, and he's like, hey, I heard they added Call of Duty to Game Pass and they're going to start adding more of them. And he started asking me how much it costs. He started asking me like how it works. He's like interested. And the funny part is he's on PlayStation, but he's playing Warzone. He's playing the free version of Call of Duty. He's got kids, he's got a family, he's got bills. So he's playing the free version, and all of a sudden somebody like he found out, he's like, so wait a minute, for $20 a month, I could have access to all these Call of Duty games, the past, like the previous one, the one I'm playing now, and also the newer one that's coming out, and also have access to other games at the same time. Mm-hmm. I had to explain it to him. So yeah, it's definitely got a huge focus on what Xbox is doing with Game Pass. Call of Duty is definitely got a lot of people very interested in what Xbox is offering when it comes to the value that they're presenting for what the service provides. And now we're in a situation where, like, let's face it, and I'm not trying to turn this into this kind of a conversation, but inflation's out of control. Our paychecks don't go as far as we want them to anymore. Bread, milk, eggs, all that fun stuff we buy at the grocery store is way more expensive. So we want to stretch every dollar we got. And when you put the two services in front of you, Game Pass and PlayStation, they're whatever one you want to call it, you could see that Xbox is the better value. And what really sets the better value apart is that day and date stipulation that you get from Xbox's first party studios. So, by the way, Lemon, you're muted. I saw you say. Oh,
yeah,
there
facts.
we go.
I said facts.
Yep.
Preach, bro.
Well,
Now I gotta get into my member, my man, Mr. Bunty in the building, you heard? Member for 1 month, man. Yo, listen, man, I appreciate everybody who became a member. I appreciate the gift memberships, man. 108 Dragons, Silver, Mr. Bunty. While I go on 108 at work, had to rewind this. Blood clot! That's my brother. Shout out to Bunty, man. We got a place. It's my guy, man. That's my guy. Keep it up, man. Keep up the good work. Chat, y'all amazing. Centurion, you amazing. Scrub nurse, welcome to the team. We upgraded.
Official.
We upgraded.
I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. I mean,
post for that picture, bro.
See, here's the problem. Here's the problem. Now that y'all have me on the show more, y'all gonna be expecting me to have more predictions to come true, and that's gonna be a problem because then everything can't be right.
Be yourself.
I ain't been wrong yet, but
you like King David and me, huh? He 98% correct, and I'm never wrong.
Well, I'm just saying.
I got a prediction right here for y'all, but I don't know if anyone can handle it. So, unlike all these influencers out here, what I heard was. And then apparently what's coming in.
Believe it.
I only talk about stuff that seems logical and makes sense in my head. And when I bring it out and it happens, like what Centurion was just talking about.
Facts.
I said this is the last step.
Mm-hmm.
The last step in my plan.
Finish him.
I said Xbox is gonna go through with the ABK. I said, Call of Duty will not be exclusive. It's gonna be on everything. And I said the last step, because everybody was like, oh, how they gonna get their numbers up in their consoles? I said, when their games go day and date, Call of Duty to Game Pass, that's when you're gonna see a switch. How big of a switch? It doesn't matter as much as older people who have been stuck in ecosystem switching over. It's kind of like Cent was saying, folks who don't know what's going on and hearing about stuff. You're getting folks who are coming into their first console, folks who are casual and want to get into an ecosystem, and they learn of this stuff, and then they go, boom, I'm going to go to Xbox. And that's when you're going to see the numbers flourish, because you get this stuff with Game Pass, and I've said it 100 times, and I'll say it 101. When you are able to get a game day and date that's generally $70 to $100 you would spend on, and you're getting it for your $15, $10, $20, and you're still able to get all the other games that are offered on top of the 1 or 2 games that you mainly want to play, you can't pass that deal up. And for people who play Call of Duty, when they go to all these quarter and year-over-year earnings, like they just came out with Microsoft, and they're like, oh, ABK, it was like 50%. What are you guys doing? Well, they own ABK. Why do you think they have it in the fold to get that 50%? But guess what? That 50% in games sold.
Facts.
The 50%, most of it is coming from the DLC, the buying skins, buying battle passes, buying all this extra stuff.
That microtransaction
money. Not just for Xbox folks, but it's also microtransaction money from everywhere else.
Exactly.
They still getting that microtransaction money from PlayStation, and that's where you're going to see the big move. And in this situation, guess what? You don't have to get folks to switch. All you need is the money, and you catch the new people. You catch the new people. That's all you need.
Hold on. Let me say this. Hold on. I need them to chime in because I got to get out of here. I got a fight party downstairs.
Yeah.
So
go ahead.
With the Xbox revenue up, 44% hardware down, 61% in revenue for gaming without hardware. Is the strategy winning? You first, I'm gonna go to Centurion, and I'm gonna let Bloody close out the show. Talk to me.
I mean, this is just our first quarter and first year over year. So yes, it's winning. We haven't even had ABK for a whole year yet. And look at what you've had financially, and you ain't even had them for a whole year.
Didn't we just barely hit a year? Because I think they closed it in the end of summer last year.
Hold your thoughts.
They closed about the end. They closed around the end of July, so it's about a year. We're about right about the.
No, it's not a year yet. They closed the ABK deal the end of last year.
August. Wasn't it in the
I'm just remembering like how the FTC lost their case around the end of
they
July.
lost their case around.
And then they
go into
finalized
effect until like October, November.
Yeah,
So it's
came
less
out
than a year.
November,
It's less than a
so
year.
they hadn't even had it a year.
Right?
Okay.
They never
Because
they
remember,
they not even close to a year.
Because remember, they were trying to figure out if Call of Duty was going to be under the umbrella of
right.
Xbox before it came out in November. Remember, and they closed it like right at October time.
Yep.
Right before
That's
the game
the official
came
close
out.
date around October,
Yeah.
November, beginning of November.
So they haven't even had him for a year, and that's not counting King. Everybody's
we're
saying
not counting King because that's mobile shit.
right. But I'm just saying.
They're already winning. They're already winning. King is already in Xbox Game Pass on PC.
Yeah,
It's
so
already
they're
there.
already a winner.
I
Now,
was on the train coming home from
now,
work. Listen to this,
the
bro.
hard,
I was on the train
hard
coming
part-
home from work.
Go ahead.
I seen 20 people, which is not a lot in New York City subways, but it's a lot for people in the same vicinity. I seen 20
Right.
people playing Candy Crush. I said, oh shit. Now I'm a Candy Crush dude. The only reason I stopped playing it, because after I did a lot of progression, I was like at 300. Then I had to restart because they lost my account. Then they tried to make me pay for it. Then I said, fuck that. Then I did it again, got to like 200. Then they did it again. Then I said, all right, I'm gonna start it again. Then after the third time, I said, man, fuck that. I ain't starting over, and I'm not paying to win. So, but Candy Crush is very popular. What it make, 200 million a month? Some stupid number, right? You muted.
I said, yeah, and that's just so you can get more lives, so you don't have to wait 15 more minutes to play your next round. So I mean,
that's my experience with it.
So long story short, they are definitely winning,
Yeah.
and it's only going to get bigger when they grab more
They
fan
have to be
base.
winning if they got 61% in revenue. If you a company, right? Look, it's like my club, right? We got a mortgage to pay. If you make 20% over that mortgage, that's big, right? These motherfuckers are making 61% over $1 billion deal. That's a lot of money. But continue, Scrub, and then we're going to move on.
No, that's how they're already winning for the revenue, but once they get the mind share, it's going to be an avalanche.
Okay. Centurion, talk to me, bro. Pleasure having you. Say that again. And you got that Godzilla condom out your face.
Pleasure being here, and thank you again for inviting me.
You might come back next week. I'm gonna monopolize your time. Tell your wife she's gonna take a time out. Thanks.
All right. I'll let her know that. Simple and sweet. Let's put it this way. Yes, hardware is down. Because why? We're seeing right now at a point in time that Xbox is not hyperbolically focused on hardware because they already know that anybody who wants an Xbox is going to get one. But now I'm not fear-mongering. Right now, they are trying to put Game Pass in everybody's hands. That's why we see the deals with
Fire Stick.
Samsung.
Amazon.
Samsung. They're putting it on televisions. They're going to put it
trying
on.
to sign that contract too.
Yeah. And you know what? I think Amazon was right for signing up on the Fire Stick, because I wonder if that's going to be like a timed exclusive for Amazon with everybody.
But
like
you know
we
what's
got Roku and
what's
other
crazy?
devices.
I ain't with that Fire Stick shit.
Well, that's where I'm trying to get
I ain't
at.
really with the xCloud.
Now-
I test things out, but I like to download my stuff, like on my
Exactly.
Asus
So
ROG.
now,
I
like,
X.
now let's put it this way: video gaming is almost a drug. At
It
this
is a
point,
drug.
for the hardcore heroin addicts, They're the ones with the great big rigs that are spending $5,000-$6,000 on a PC.
You trying to call
play
me
it.
out? You trying to call me out?
No. But I'm just saying the end all be all, the upper echelon of playing video games is on PC.
Facts.
But let's look at it this way. The average person who does not have much experience in video gaming, they're going to go buy a Fire Stick.
Oh, facts.
They're going to play Call of Duty online.
You know why? Because you can take it on vacation. You can put in your hotel room when you're about to sleep with your shorty on the side from your wife.
Right, but now let's look at it from this. Let's look at it from this perspective. Like, everybody never understood that. I've always referred to it as the tortoise and the hare. Xbox is the tortoise,
Elaborate.
and PlayStation is the hare, because it's always the play. Like, people never understood the concept of Game Pass. It's the slow drip feed. You could keep your fingers crossed and hope to God that that every person you have on your ecosystem is going to buy one of your new titles twice a year, which is going to come out to $140. But if you buy Game Pass and pay for a whole year at $15 a month, you're at $180. So you're making you technically have the potential to make more revenue on Game Pass than you do selling your games, because it's almost like guaranteed money. It may not happen.
Do y'all hear that, people?
What?
He preaching.
But now let's look at it from the person who's just going to go out and buy the Fire Stick that's had no experience in video games. For a $35 to $50 investment, they're going to get a stick. They're going to go play a video game. They're going to play Call of Duty. And all of a sudden, they're going to find out about this shit called latency, frame rate, and also the idea of and ping rate. Why do I get my ass kicked? Why do I have issues? Because you're streaming the game. Well, how do I undo that? Well, now you got to buy a console. And now they've taken the next step into video gaming, and they can either stop. A lot of people stop at console, or some people basically evolve or graduate from the console and just go into PC. We see that happen. Basically, it's like baby steps on how deep into the rabbit hole you want to go with playing video games. And that's why I said I actually don't fear that the Xbox consoles are going anywhere.
Facts.
I think right now
it's the premium situation, right?
Right. And that's where I just think that right now they're trying to basically bait people to show them what the ecosystem can offer. And then by having an actual physical console under your television, you can improve your situation.
Oh, damn.
And that's where I actually do feel that right now Xbox is playing the slow drip feed effect, and that like this is all working to their advantage, that they know that right now they are not going to be selling consoles like gangbusters.
Microsoft has won.
Okay. Let's move. Yo, Scrub, chime on this before I go to Bloody.
All right. On what?
Wait, didn't you start with Scrubs?
Yeah, I already.
My bad. That's what y'all supposed to say.
Yeah.
Bloody.
My bad,
Keep it
my
short
bad.
because I got a fight party downstairs. So Xbox revenue up 61%, right? 58 total points. From the ABK deal. Talk to me.
All this
before we
means
get
is
out
that
of here. Short and sweet. Short and sweet.
I am, but you're stopping me. What these numbers mean and equate to, they are taking advantage of all of their services to compensate for the fact that they're not making money off hardware, which we already know there's not a big seller for hardware. They don't make a lot of money. They always take it at a loss anyways until years later.
Right.
Right now they're taking advantage of all the acquisitions they've done. I was like, specifically ABK, because as Scrub Nurse mentioned, now they're getting all that revenue from those microtransactions. It went from, guess what, 30% on sales for any purchases for microtransactions such as all that money, COD points, stuff like that. Guess what? Now they're getting 100%. Now from PlayStation, remember, they weren't making a cent off PlayStation, people, but now guess what? They're making 70% because PlayStation gets 30, Activision gets 70. So quick maths, they're making all the money that they weren't getting before. That's why you're seeing that come up. And that's what it is. It's easy, quick, understandable math. And if you can't understand that, then you shouldn't be talking about analytics at all. So stop being an armchair dev and shut your mouth and listen.
Yo, listen, man. Yo, shout out to the chat. Shout out to the members. Shout out to my boy gifting all those members, man. Shout out to my panel. Bloody, you're a legend. Love you, bro. Scrub,
You
welcome
too,
to
brother.
the team. Always respected you. Been recruiting you for a long time. But you signed that check
sir.
now, motherfucker. Yeah. And of course, Centurion, my brother from another mother. I've been rocking with this dude for maybe, 4 years now? 5 years?
Yes, sir.
You know, he got that Godzilla condom on his face. Incredible. I said, show your face, man. You got a good look. Like I did Colt Eastwood. Colt said, Lemon, I want to talk behind the avatar. I said, you fine. Talk with that face and that voice, you good. And I try to give good, honest opinions to dudes, right? Shout out to the chat, man. It's been an awesome Saturday. Stay tuned to that giveaway. They Not Like Us. Or whatever you pick from the members only. Both tiers. Got you. See y'all next week, man. Whew. Snow. Oh, my brother.
Let's go.
Facts. Love y'all, man. I'm out. We out. Pay attention to my brother. Pew, pew, pew. Gang, Scrub Nose. You know, go check him out on Twitter. His link is in the team status. Yo, it's a pleasure to have you here, Scrub. Need you.
Oh, yes, sir.
I
Yes,
need
sir.
you, bro. Facts. It's my God, bro.
Glad to be here. Glad to be here.
See
I
y'all
like
next
Centurion
week, you heard?
mentioned. But y'all, make your own opinions on whatever games y'all are interested in. Go find people that are actually playing it. Enjoy
Facts.
yourself. Don't listen
Facts.
to these fake ass reviewers on there.
People like to sell games and doom and gloom, but we in a situation where gaming is supposed to be fun. It's not
Exactly.
supposed to be about the negative. So let's focus on the positive. Let's keep it gaming. Shout out to the team. Shout out to y'all. Thank y'all. Everybody. Peace.